Hey! Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. Espinal. And joining me in person for the second time, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is my co-host, Joshua. Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
Thank you very much, Brian. That was nice and crisp. The second time consecutively in a long time.
Well, every 2 weeks. We do an in-person episode every 2 weeks. But I'm very excited because these episodes are always so much fun. Also joining us back on the ones and twos, the P's and Q's, it is the Edgelord Big News Brian.
Which one is it? Big News
It's
Brian
just Big News.
Okay, Big News. Nice. What's up, nerds?
Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. Let's get right into plugs because we got a fun-ass show ahead of us. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole _37, that's on Instagram, and at NY Chillin with an EN at the end. That's on Twitter.
Yeah. Brian, how about you?
If you want to find me on Twitter or Instagram, you can find me at Damn.
Just,
Wow.
hey,
every
hey, buddy.
ad read. Every ad read.
Just take it easy.
Yeah.
Take
Okay,
a breath.
okay.
You got this. So soysin.
If you want to find me on Instagram or Twitter, you can look up b.esp. If you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming live on Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh, yes. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter especially because currently we do have the really good chapter of the week poll still ongoing because I forgot we were doing this early on a Wednesday. So at the moment, Undead Unluck is in the lead. If you guys want to
Nice.
emphasize,
Second rigging in a row.
yeah, if you guys want to emphasize on that or make your favorite series run, you can follow us on Twitter at New Jump City. So get into it. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, anything you guys want to talk to us about, you can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com. Or you can comment under whatever video you guys are watching, and we'll read them. And maybe we'll read them on the show if it's a relevant topic. Also, subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are likely on there. The audio episodes do go up first. So if you want an advanced listening, listen to us on iTunes, whatever you want, wherever you guys listen to podcasts. Or if you like video stuff, we are on YouTube. Subscribe to us on there, like, comment, share the thing, get us higher on the algorithm. We also deserve to be influencers getting free things from things. So
True.
I second that.
yeah, get into it,
Taco Bell, hit us up.
please.
I want tacos.
Yeah,
Or White Castle.
yeah, White Castle.
I like that a lot.
Hmm.
You just don't have it all the time.
That's fair.
Listen, these niggas don't pay us. I ain't discussing that shit anymore.
Well, in that case, I guess we should get started with the show proper. Brian, hit the thing.
My phone's ringing.
Oh, no. Very unprofessional that your phone is ringing right
Hey, yo, what's good, Oda?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
One
here.
Piece.
now. It's One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1024, so-and-so. There were supposed to be color pages, but they just didn't include it in the American release.
Alternate title: Do you love Odin? 2 question marks.
This is that is the thing.
And I'm also asking you guys: Do you guys love Odin?
I would
Odin
say
was sick.
I love Odin. Did you
hate
love,
Odin?
Did you like
Brian
you love
didn't
Odin?
answer yet.
What? I said Odin's dope.
But do you love him?
Do you love Odin?
What do you? All right, define love.
Well,
You love him.
Like, do I love him how I would love a friend? Do I
Sure.
love him how I would love a lover?
However
You
you think.
love him. However anybody else chooses to define it, you stand by it and say, I don't care what your definition is. All of that counts. I love Odin, which Chris agreed to.
It's a real yes or no answer, Brian. We're
Listen.
looking for here.
Listen, love is more complicated than a yes or no. You know
Well,
what I mean?
I'll take it as a yes.
He
then.
loves he loves Odin. Me,
doesn't.
I'm not.
You're not partial to Odin?
I don't have emotions for fictional characters.
Hmm.
So yeah.
All right. Okay. Lead us down that hole only to be like, I'm too cool for this.
Yeah, shame, guys. Shame.
Yeah.
Shameful.
You make me sick. Let's move on to the chapter proper. We start off on the second floor where Usopp is riding an alligator and is claiming credit for basically all of the fucking hockey that is taking out all of Kaido's henchmen right now. He's literally like, it's not your fault. He said, it's not your fault. You just don't have the willpower to stay conscious in my overwhelming presence. He calls himself Uso Hachi, the sibling hunter, because he's taking credit for defeating Page 1 and Ulti.
What a beast.
I love him so much.
A liar.
Yeah.
I love Usopp so much.
Yeah, but it turns out, obviously, he's lying, and the hockey that's actually taking people out is Big Mom's hockey that is reaching from the battle where she's fighting Kid and Law.
Yeah, the excess hockey.
Yeah.
It's escaped. That's pretty epic.
Yeah. Nami's on the phone with Frankie trying to find out where Luffy is, and Frankie doesn't know either. He just got done smacking Sasaki around with his giant mech. And he's leading the charge, continuing onward in the right brain of the Skull Dome. Brook also doesn't really know where he is. He's currently trying to get himself and Robin out of this exploding fucking third floor. So, everybody's just asking around trying to find out where Luffy is. And we cut over to the roof of the Onigashima to find Kaido facing off against Yamato. They're having an epic battle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're just shooting like force blasts at each other. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, different arrow blast attacks.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And we start to get into Yamato's backstory. And basically, they explained that he was just locked up after knocking up a bunch of people with Supreme Conqueror Haki. Yamato had it at a very young age and apparently used it on Kaido's men. And she's like, please, I'm going to starve. Give me some food. And Kaido's like, no, if you want to call yourself Odin, then die. And I'm like, damn.
Conqueror's Haki at age 5.
Yeah.
And a backstory.
Yeah.
Guess what's 100,000?
100,000?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how for sure it is. There's no actual mathematical way to express it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
This was going to be a
straw hat for sure.
Yeah.
It's
in case you guys was, not getting the point. Yes.
So Kaido, to punish Yamato for knocking out his henchmen and also brandishing the name of Odin, locks him in this cave with other samurai that he has captured and is locked away. He's also leaves a bunch of weapons with them, so they would kill Yamato eventually because obviously they all know that he's the son of Kaido, so they're not going to be pretty stoked to have him around. And he leaves food behind, so he's basically asking them to fight for this food, and low key asking him to kill his own son.
Low key,
yeah.
It's also a Kaido scare tactic where he's like, "Bitch, I'm so confident I could whoop your asses. I'm gonna leave you food and swords."
Oh yeah, he's done this before. He did this with Luffy. He's
Yeah.
like, throw him in the caves. It doesn't matter if he gets out.
He loves doing this shit.
Yeah, he does this a lot. I mean, I guess it if it's worked before and it just nobody's been good enough to whoop his ass when they get out.
No one.
Yeah, it's he's justified in doing this. So Kaido leaves and the samurai just start to pick up their sword and Yamato's like, "Oh my god, they're going to kill me for sure." And one of the samurai puts the food in front of Yamato and they say, "Eat." A samurai does not feel hunger. Badass samurai shit. Very cool.
That's as gangster as it gets, honestly.
Basically.
I mean, they more solid than concrete, as far as I'm concerned.
That's the same thing that Momo wanted to.
Wait, can you say that again? I'm sorry, your mic keeps cutting out, but this is the only wire we got.
That's the same thing that Momo tried to do. Like, remember when when he was on a ship, he tried to not eat because that was like the samurai way.
Yeah, he did that too. I do remember
it's
that.
just instilled in Wano culture to be a strong-willed motherfucker.
Yeah. So Yamato eats, and he's like, I will never forget this food. Thank you, samurai. He's like crying through it all. One of the samurai even cuts him out, and it turns out this samurai looks suspiciously like a certain three-sword style swordsman we know.
Zoro.
Brian's got his theory face on, but we'll save that for the end of the recap. So apparently it's revealed that Yamato had Odin's journal with him, and basically all the samurai is like, what? Is that his log? And then they all read it together, which is kind of nice, kind of heartwarming. And it's been 10 days. We cut ahead to 10 days later from that point, and the samurai are really like, oh wow, your dad really wants you to die here. That's pretty crazy. And they say at this rate that we won't be around to see the battle 20 years in the future that Odin speaks of. And Yamato vows to be fight on the side of Wano when that time does come in their stead. So he vows to be way stronger. And the samurai is like, that warms our hearts. We will take part in the future battle by ensuring you do not die in this cave. You see, 20 years is too long for the likes of us to bear. And they all break out and assumedly try to go after Kaido, and they die, I guess. It's pretty safe to assume.
Yeah, they perish shortly after.
Yeah.
It looked cool how they got out, though. They chopped through
the boulder. It was pretty sick.
Yeah.
One of them had two swords, and assumingly, it wouldn't be crazy to assume that he had the third one.
In his mouth.
In his mouth!
Three swords. Isn't three sword style like a thing that Zoro invented?
No, they mentioned that the guy who's allegedly theorized to be his ancestor also used three sword style.
Oh.
Shimosuke, I think Shimotsu or something like that. He was a three sword style swordsman as well.
Maybe there weren't enough swords for him to put one in his mouth.
Maybe. Maybe. But in any case, we cut back to the present where Yamato says that he's not alone anymore, and there are people who believe in him. And he's like, why do you steal my freedom? Why do you steal Wano's freedom? And Kaido says something very, very interesting, saying that because life isn't a series of simple questions with simple answers, you naive child. And they clash Thunder Bagwas, and that's where the chapter ends in a big 2-page spread that looks pretty damn sick.
Kaido slowly but surely rising in the ranks of like enemies for me, like villains.
I mean, obviously.
He's getting better and better with like every chapter, this guy.
Yeah. This was man, I don't know. Yeah, this was my RGC. I don't know. Give it to me. This is my
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
I'll take it too, actually.
Yeah.
It's just such a good chapter. Like, it just set up so much stuff. It got people talking. It got people thinking. It was a really nice chapter.
What were your theories, Brian? You have theories to.
There's three. There's three different theories.
Wait, actually, never mind. Sorry, Josh. What would you think about this chapter?
Before we get into theories?
Yeah. Let's do the theories after.
I thought this was a very tame chapter, and I don't have anything against the character of Yamato. I'm just not enamored with him yet. I don't know. Like all the other crew members, I got really excited about, but maybe it's because I went into the story knowing that they were going to be a crew member. I didn't have to guess, so I don't know, man. I'm not anti. But I also I'm indifferent. I'll say that. I'm indifferent.
That's fair.
I'm open to,
Yamato
liking
being
the
crew.
character more. Yeah, and being a crewmate. I want to see more.
Well,
I haven't seen enough. That backstory wasn't enough. Them samurais was gangster, not her. Now he was gangster. Yamato was gangster too, but the samurais was some,
Yeah. No, I feel that. I think like my RGC is not necessarily because the backstory or Yamato himself was like that captivating. It was more like the lore of the whole thing, getting to see the samurai, what it means for the future more than anything. There's a little moment from Kaido where he says like, because life isn't a simple series of questions, simple questions and simple answers. It leads to more that like he's just not this bad guy who wants this power, who wants Wano to because he's a dick. It's like there's something about Wano that like he sees as his in a way, you know.
Do you think that was something he felt from the beginning, or it's something that came with time gradually as he did rule over there? What became its shadow?
Well, we
ruler?
know that he picked he picked Wano for a reason. Like he could have done this anywhere in theory.
Right.
But there's a reason he came to Wano, and he won't let go of Wano specifically. So
Yeah, you're right. He could have did it on any other island.
yeah. So I mean, it all just goes to make Kaido a way more interesting villain as we go. But I don't know.
There are other islands in the New World, obviously.
Yes.
And like laterally as well. Like
Yeah.
maybe you don't go to that island because your log post guides you on a different direction, but theoretically speaking, there are islands, in proximity to Wano. Or
Yeah.
at least not further or like further ahead or further behind, just close around. So you're right. He could have went to one of these other islands. It's not really you can't make an argument about whether there was such a limited choice of islands. There's only Whole Cake, this, and Elbath. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm just trying to make it so that it is concrete.
Yes.
I do really. You're right, and I did not think about that, and I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is about Wano aside from it being Japanese pride
Yeah.
incarnate, which is dope. I
It
love
is dope.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Oda.
Yeah. Brian, did you have any thoughts, or did you want to go into theories?
My theories, my thoughts are tied to theories a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's 3 different theories that have been floating around. One with the opening of the chapter, which is Usopp, talking all that shit, about him having conquerors and stuff. And obviously that's a joke, right?
Yeah.
And being the sibling slayer.
Yeah, being the sibling slayer is the most important thing.
But Usopp has a tendency of his lies coming true.
Oh, yeah.
He never became
A lot
God
of people are saying that he's gonna have Conqueror's Haki at some point.
and become God.
I mean,
probably not
to
become
be
God.
the bravest.
God Usopp. Remember the name?
Yes.
Because I'm just saying.
Well, he didn't call him. I don't think-
You're right. He didn't lie. Well, he didn't. He also
didn't say,
didn't say
"No,
he
I'm not
wasn't.
lying." Yeah.
But all right.
So
I guess
look, here-
technically he didn't make the lie up.
So he does have a tendency of having his lies come true, and in order to be the bravest warrior of the sea, you have to kind of have conquerors, right? A little bit.
I don't
So,
know.
Type.
but that's one theory. That one I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
like
see it
also like
happening.
Ruler of the sea. You said.
No, bravest warrior of the sea.
That's what
one of his
Usopp's
things.
thing is. So he just wants to be a brave warrior of the sea.
And people theorize that that's eventually going to lead to his death too, but
Yeah, because Oda apparently wanted to originally kill off Usopp at some point.
Oh my fucking god,
Usopp-
Oda! Please stop.
Usopp did also say
There's so many others you can.
Usopp
kill
did
off.
also say that if he became the bravest warrior of the sea, he would die happy. So
I won't.
I don't
or
think
something
he'll
like that.
die.
I wouldn't be happy,
I also wouldn't be happy.
and I would
all
die
right.
upset.
So here's the second theory: is that
if I died after reading it, I'm saying,
the second
God
theory
forbid.
is that this guy is obviously Zoro's father, right?
Hmm.
But the internet took it
His
one.
dad.
Yeah. Specifically.
Oh yeah,
his
because
father.
Yamato's. Okay, yeah.
People took it
All right.
one whole step forward.
Yeah,
from this
I know this
from this
theory.
next theory. The theory is that both Zoro's dad and what's his name, the Gravity Swordsman, they're both admirals. That
So they're
Zoro's
saying
dad
that-
is an admiral.
Yeah, they're saying that particular samurai with the bandage around is Ryuguchu,
Yeah,
who is the third one that we haven't seen yet. The third admiral that we don't know.
they theorize that he is an admiral now. And the reason why is that there are parts of in the previous chapter when they were speaking about samurai that are similar to Zoro. There's one samurai whose name has in a part of it translates to bull, and Zoro has a tendency to have his character colorized in green, like his colors that he usually wears is green.
Ryuguchu means green bull.
So, and people, the reason why it makes sense though is because with Aokiji gone and this guy moving upwards to Fleet Admiral, there was a power vacuum, and you don't really find Admiral level people all that often in the world. So where can you find that? But in the fiercest land of swordsmen.
And you specifically
Brian,
don't see these samurai die.
That's all right.
Wait,
Listen, I
there's
want to
one
keep
more?
hearing. I'm just gonna say I'm already on board. Literally, because Oda does not do things by mistake, and he said, "Let's just call it who's who." When we all fucking obviously knew, like, "Oh yeah, you're the swordsman from the past."
No,
Duh.
he's not who's who. Who's who is not that samurai. We're saying that you remember the 3 admirals. There's the blind Fujitora guy, the gravity guy. There's Kizaru.
the light man.
There's the 3rd guy that we don't know yet.
Oh
Green
yeah,
Bull.
right.
He's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy that we're talking about. Who's who is not an admiral.
No. The dude that no. Whatever he said his name, so and so.
Oh, so and
who's
so,
who.
so and
Oh,
so.
I'm
yeah, the guy
sorry,
who
guys.
called
My
himself
bad.
so-and-so,
That's what I meant.
yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So
So and so.
the reason why,
Right, and why wouldn't they give his name? It's already obvious who the fuck he is.
He also
this is
said-
a dead ass confirmation, and whoever came up with that theory,
Oh
they
my
got
God.
it. All right,
Wait.
they got it.
Didn't he say that he hasn't eaten?
yeah,
Ryugyu?
that's the same way that
Yo!
that's-
Who?
Ryugyu,
The Green Bull,
so
the
Green
admiral.
Bull,
They
yeah,
said
when
he hasn't eaten.
when he
Yeah.
introduced himself, when they first introduced the silhouette, when he's talking to
Right.
somebody,
He's talking to Fujitora.
he's talking to Fujitora, and he's talking as if he's still fasting. It's been like years since he's
Yeah,
fasting.
I gotta find that specific
And,
chapter when that
And to
happened.
make it even more similar to Zoro, is that remember how they introduced Zoro, where he was also fasting when he was doing his deal with Helmeppo?
I kind of remember that. No,
So
I don't.
Zoro was fasting,
remember
and there was a girl.
Do I
that-
need to remember this?
Yeah, because this ties into
No. I'm saying, are you telling me what happened, or do I have to?
No, I'm gonna tell you.
Thank
So and Zoro only
I
ate
don't
when
remember.
when the little girl fed him rice balls, right?
Mhm.
Even if it was all stepped on and fucked up. So
Yes.
This guy,
And he was tied up.
Ryukyu.
Oh.
Wait, Zoro was tied up. Yeah.
Yes.
So Ryukyu, the similarity is that he's also fasting, and he says the only way he'll ever eat is if a little girl, not if a little girl, if a cute girl fed me.
Okay, so he said he hasn't eaten anything in 3 years, Ryogokyu. So maybe not. Maybe that's the thing, is that he obviously hasn't been fasting ever since.
Yeah.
Because even in One Piece, that would be a little absurd that you haven't eaten in 20 years. But I also don't see him
I'm sure there's
leaving-
people that's done it.
Probably.
They're just not main protagonist characters.
I also, it's kind of interesting. The only thing is that I don't know if he'd leave Wano forever for the government.
No, this is the theory. This is the thing that ties everything together, right?
Okay.
So, obviously, when you look at Fujitora, he's not your traditional admiral, right? Like, he obviously has a set of morals, and he has these things that tie him together as a character, right? He's not all justice. He's not like Aokiji or what's his name? I keep forgetting the lava dude.
Magma Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the theory is that
Akainu.
after
Akainu.
Akainu, yeah. After this guy took over Wano, and they went out and they fought, they left Wano, and since the world government was all anti-pirate, they decided that they would join their efforts as a means to an end to remove Kaido from Wano in the end.
Oh.
Since they're
okay.
just using
It makes sense.
Yeah, they're just using the world government at the moment. They're against it to some extent. Fujitora is obviously like a torn character, and whenever you see him talking about how the world government functions and stuff,
Yeah.
but he obviously has his ulterior motives to why he's a part of it.
Yeah, it's interesting because this guy does look like Fujitora more, but we've never seen Ryugyu, so we've never seen this guy's face. But this guy's face looks more like Fujitora.
Is that he's a different person from the Zoro lookalike? That's also there.
No, that's the guy. That's the Zoro lookalike.
That is the Zoro lookalike. But all right.
This could also be Ryuma. I don't know, because Ryuma was also known to have slain dragons, so maybe this is Ryuma.
What?
Time
out. The guy that they were saying that Zoro resembled.
Yes.
The 3-style swordsman.
Yes.
That's the guy that's in the cave with
We don't know.
Yamato.
People
we
are
don't
assuming,
know.
No, he didn't
Look
say
at the sword. Isn't that the sword?
That is the sword. It could be. That's why I'm like, this could be Ryuma, because Ryuma also has like a scar across his eye. If you looked at his zombie form in Thriller Bark.
Right. So Ryuma. Wait, but
And
he's
Ryuma is a
ancient?
descendant of that same guy who everybody says is probably Zoro's ancestor. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to absorb. It's a lot to go. Zoro's lineage is going to be very interesting, and Oda's constantly chapter by chapter is just planting seeds to be paid off. Hopefully, very soon, Oda.
Yeah, and it seems like the more we learn about the big three in the Straw Hat Pirates, the more really rare and wild that this coincidence happened that they all linked together.
Yeah,
You know, like you have a fucking super soldier child from Germa fused with a legendary swordsman with a legendary swordsman bloodline, and a man who possibly inherited the will of Joy Boy with probably the rarest double fruit power in the world at the moment.
I don't know, dog.
So
I'm sorry. We're gonna spend some time on this One Piece show. So this may not be that the dude that was the three sword style, because he lived
It
way
couldn't
back
be.
in time.
Yeah,
Like,
he will live way back.
right. Okay. Just to be clear on that, right? So, which is why they're saying this could be his descendant, but
Ryuma.
also Ryuma. And who's Ryuma again?
Ryuma's you remember the zombie in Thriller Bark that Zoro fought?
Which is who they're saying is his father.
Not his father, but an ancestor of his.
Okay.
It would be an ancestor of his because he was an ancestor of that three swordsman guy.
And they're saying that guy, Ryuma, is the Green Bull.
No, because he's
That's
dead.
not the theory?
no, it
Yeah, he's
could-
dead because of the shadow
if it's-
situation.
if
It's
that's
either
Ryuma,
he's the Green Bull or he's Ryuma.
if he's Ryuma, then the theory's dead in water that he's
The Green Bull.
The
Because
Green
the
Bull.
Green Bull's still alive. Ryuma's for sure dead because Zoro fought a zombie.
That's not Ryuma because how the fuck would he would
Because Ryuma died a long time ago. And Moria was using his corpse with Brook's shadow.
Oh,
Yeah, and this probably would have
I
been
thought
around-
he took his shadow. I was like, he's no way he wouldn't have been.
No.
Like, he didn't take his shadow.
It's his dead body, and he put Brook's shadow into Ryuma's body.
So if it's Ryuma, it's just it's like a cool Easter egg
yeah.
Yeah, and if
situation,
it's-
right?
Yeah, and if it's not, then it's probably Green Bull, maybe.
Green Bull, which is
Which is an admiral, currently.
right, and which we could be learning is also probably a descendant or perhaps even Zoro's dad.
Yeah.
But Green Bull doesn't use three sword style.
We don't know because we've never even seen.
It's never
Green
been
Bull's face.
stated.
We
Like
haven't
that's
even
not.
seen him.
Yeah, we've
Okay.
never seen him.
It's just the guy from the past,
Yeah.
which is and his name is
Ryuma.
no the ancient one.
Oh,
The only one that
Shimo-
actually had the three sword style. Ryuma
I don't
didn't
remember the
fight
name,
three
but it was
swords.
Shimosuke something. I think it's his name.
Ryuma didn't fight three sword style, right?
Ryuma did not fight three swords.
Right.
He had
It's only
he had the black blade that
Okay.
Zoro now has, which makes it a little more like damn.
oh,
Which makes the Zoro having that sword now all that more impactful.
Shimosuke Ushimaru.
Yeah, I could have pulled it up right here too because it's literally. The
Oh,
previous
okay.
chapter.
This is when
Also,
his name
they
is
could have
introduced,
shown Fujitora and Ryukyu possibly, but they didn't. They purposely covered their heads when they were showing like Daimyo of Wano.
Yeah. No.
So they purposely covered the heads of two people, so we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, dog. There's a lot. This is a very deep thing. It could be Ryukyu. It could be Ryuma. It could just be a guy. It could just be Zoro's dad, who's neither. Who's probably a descendant of Ryuma.
Real quick, how would you guys feel if Zoro's dad was an admiral? How would you feel about
I don't know. I think that's like an interesting prospect. I just don't know because I think like it's presumed that Zoro's gonna fight Kizaru when it comes down to an admiral battle. But I don't
Really?
know.
I thought it would be Sanji.
Because,
I mean,
I mean-
speed of light kicks.
I think it's literally because we haven't seen Ryukyu and we don't know what his deal is in terms of fighting. But either or, I don't know, man. You're right. It probably would be Fujitora instead.
Fujitora or Green Bull or both at the same time.
He's not going to take both at the same time. Sanji's got to defeat one.
No, you would be surprised. Zoro would probably take on 2 samurai at once.
I mean, he would. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen.
Honestly, they fought before, haven't they? Like Fujitora and Zoro?
Yeah.
So
not like in a real way, you know. It was like kind of in the background fight, but they never really gave it their all.
I don't know. Fujitora has to show more because he doesn't seem like
the man brought down meteors from the sky.
Yeah, but that still isn't enough for Zoro.
That's
you think
true.
Zoro can't handle a couple of rocks from space?
Yeah, who knows? But I guess that was One Piece. Is that all we had to think about?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was One Piece. Very good chapter. Lots to think about. But I suppose we should move on. Brian, hit it. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 325, The Bonds of One for All. And last we left off, Uraraka seems to have gotten through to everyone, got it through their thick goddamn skull that this child is a child, and he needs a place to stay real fast. And at that point, that's when Koda, a character that we've seen before, Deku saved him way back when, and this heteromorph girl that he saved recently came to his aid, and are now just like, we're here. I'm sorry that I was afraid to come up to you before, but you know what? I want to be just like you. And Koda himself says, I am here, like All Might does, you know? And he's like, oh, you don't have to cry anymore. And he's like, Koda. And, you know, it was like a little sweet, heartwarming moment. The heteromorph girl is also talking about the reason that she was, like, out on her own in the post-apocalyptic city is that she's basically like, yeah, I was turned away from several shelters because of racism, basically. So, you know, you saved me and UA took me in. So, you know, thank you for that. And they give him a hug. Very sweet moment. And this guy, from the very first chapter.
I thought he looked familiar.
What?
This guy right here.
What? Is this Treasure Chest Man?
No,
that was chapter 2.
No, I think Gaimon has a way bigger, he has a whole chapter dedicated to you. This guy was just kind of standing next to Deku as he was admiring Kamui Woods fighting that giant villain a long time ago in the very first chapter. Yeah, and he was just sitting there like, oh, he was just like a background character being like, oh, so you're a hero fanboy, aren't you, kid? And now he has this long speech out of nowhere where he gives his umbrella to this kid, and he's basically explaining how, that's the very first chapter where he pulls up.
Oh, yeah, look at it. Yeah, you can see the barnacles on his head. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't know what they are. They look like little sparkles.
Looks like Whooper.
Glad to see he's had his
the Pokemon. Yeah.
Whooper Man.
It looks like he's had his training arc too, and he's become a upstanding citizen.
A sensible citizen.
Yeah, he's basically like
a regular person from the actual real world that was injected into this series.
Yeah, Josh Cole himself was injected into this series. And he basically is like, come on, man, this is kind of wild how we wilded out to this kid for absolutely no reason at all.
Yeah, we're being a little irrational.
A little extra.
Yeah, these guys do have superpowers and are still protecting us to this very moment. I think we could hold it down a little bit. Right, guys?
Yeah.
That's the TLDR.
Yeah. And the kid who was going the hardest is like, say you get to rest here for now. Will we get back to our old lives eventually?
Use a soft-ass boy. Yo, for real. Like, what do you think is the whole point? All right, first of all, it'll never be the same.
Never.
But Midoriya is going to lie to him anyway.
And be like, everyone is in this together with me, so yes, we'll bring it all back.
Fingers crossed. You only see one dirty hand. Where do you think his other dirty hand's at?
Behind his back, crossing his fingers.
Yes, exactly.
And
Brian knows.
Yeah. And as I guess Endeavor, Hawks, and Todoroki are all arriving at the UA facility, Clone Man, I forget this dude's name, but he's popped up a few times. Very cool design, man.
Yeah, yes, really lit design for
tertiary character.
Yeah.
he basically is like, did you hear Uravity's speech? And like, no, we were all the way outside of this fortress. There's no way we could have. And basically everybody realizes that Deku's in, and Endeavor realizes like, well, in the end, all we did was cause more pain for Deku in our very bad plan. And yeah, so, you know, Hawks is starting to think to himself, is like, no progress. I disagree. It's like, we're seeing it all here. One for All is a network of power that links people's hearts. So, you know, if allegedly, allegedly, if all of us are capable, or even a little bit capable of seeing each other as united as one, then I see a future where heroes have time to kill. So,
His name's Ectoplasm, by the way.
Ectoplasm.
Nice. Yeah, it has a cool design and name, and it's just clones, and they're pretty corny clones. They're weird. It's really weird. I was like, is there something with the goo? Can you do something extra with it, or is just?
I mean, maybe he'll get an individual battle. Where
He gonna have his time to shine. I ain't shitting on him. I just want to see more.
If not, we'll just demand a whole series around Ectoplasm.
Hirokoshi, give me my tertiaries.
My tertiaries. And we get a big 2-page spread where all the civilians are giving out umbrellas to the heroes that are just arriving again. And everybody's like, yeah. Todoroki looks at his dad and is like, we do this together, Dad. We get an image of Dabi's twisted eyes. And
and white hair. What color is this supposed to be?
I think it's white.
All right. Creepy evil. Flashback.
Yeah.
Sinister.
Yeah. We then cut to Aizawa, who's okay and now has an eye patch, as Josh predicted. We fucking nailed it, guys. Our theory has come true. Aizawa has an eye patch. Brian, give us a electric guitar thing. We need to celebrate this moment because our theory was finally correct.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna celebrate it by grabbing us a beer.
Yeah, go for it. I guess I'll continue.
But to be fair, I also predicted that Uraraka is going to inspire some civilians.
Brian,
you know what I mean?
that's not as important as Eye Patch Zawa. So, you know, get your shit together.
Eye Patch Uzawa.
Hey, Brian, why don't you get on our level with our theories?
How about you
We
eat
were
my ass?
100% correct. Brian just destroyed me. I just got destroyed by my producer. I got... But in any case, we cut back to Eye Patch Zawa, who that's what I'm calling him from now on. Thank you, sir. Yes. He's basically talking on the phone with the principal, and he's basically like, how's the leg faring? And I forgot that he got his leg ripped off by what's his face, Shigaraki. So, you know, they're basically talking about Kurogiri, who they've been trying to get through to with the actual body that's inside of Shirakumo, who's Aizawa's boy, who's his friend that he lost a long time ago. And they haven't really made a whole ton of progress with that. But, you know, that all worked out. And Aizawa is just like, are we keeping the same strategy against Toga? And they're like, yes. And he's like, then UA really is our stronghold, and it's time for payback. And the chapter ends with, we see All Might outside of the facility, just looking grim and sad. And, yeah, it's not very clear on what this means. But that's
Toga.
No. No.
Probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Imagine.
I'll take an L for it if it's wrong. I just wouldn't be the first one that said
wait, it could make sense, though.
We're 1 in 27 with our theories. With
No,
Eye Patch Zawa,
wait.
So I'll take it. It's Toga.
That's actually not that bad of a thought, though.
Well,
like, if you really think about it.
She would have to have consumed All Might's blood, though.
Sure.
And he's completely by himself unless Stain, like, protected him.
So you think she's going to assault him now?
Listen.
Because I'm saying that is Toga right now.
Yeah, it could be Toga. That
Because
literally
you know
could be Toga
Hirikoshi and his
after.
pacing. He's not going to...
No, you're probably
He's
right.
going
Like
straight
that's
pedal to the
actually
metal.
I didn't think about that because that could be a thing.
I hope not.
It's probably not.
I don't
it's
think it's
probably
Toga.
not happening, but it could be.
I genuinely do not think this is Toga, and this is All Might being weird for no reason.
I think
Being
All Might
real
is
sad.
probably like disappointed in himself for putting Deku in that kind of situation.
True. Whoa.
Sorry.
Not
that
true.
spiked?
He should feel away because he definitely okayed everything. It was just being a.
He just
I
thought
don't
Deku
know.
was him. He just thought that Deku was his type of hero, where he could literally take the entire world on his shoulders.
Well, I'll say this. I think All Might doesn't have any other reason to not think that, because this is the tradition. Like, it's never been done this way, where, you know, the one for all guy is not the guy that everybody puts their entire hopes and dreams into. So, you know, I don't think he has anything to really feel bad about, because he was just doing what that's been taught to him.
No,
you
that's
know?
a All Might's exclusive thing. Like, every other hero before him was not an All Might of their generation.
Yeah, but true. But like that whole thing about like this power is supposed to be the one thing that keeps society up is a very thing that, like, it may not have been every hero before him, but the more that the power progressed, the more it was supposed to be more like an establishing pillar of society. I think. I don't know. I think like All Might doesn't have that much to. I guess I get it to a degree, but also I'm like, get over. I think you weren't doing anything wrong. You know, you were just going by what the power is that the power gets stronger throughout everybody.
I think All Might thinks that he failed Deku
Probably.
as a mentor and as a leader.
I'm sure, but I'm saying that he probably shouldn't feel that way. Because
He shouldn't,
was
of
only-
course, but All Might is All Might, you know?
Yeah, no.
He has a very strict set of morals.
No, I agree with that. I was just saying that maybe he shouldn't feel sad at all, because it's not his fucking fault. But in any case, that was My Hero Academia. I don't know what the thing at the end of All Might is, what that's about. But I guess this is like just a for real this time, closing epilogue to what happened last week, and a final resolution. And then next week, for sure, this new arc is going to get on the road. We can't have another chapter where we're like, maybe we should all just work together.
I really like this chapter, though. Not gonna.
I did
lie.
too.
I'd love a training arc or something.
I'd
They're
love
probably
that.
gonna
No.
get into that.
No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
they're
I'm
probably
down with
gonna.
that.
They're probably gonna
yeah.
get into that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't
I
think
mean-
it's gonna happen at all.
No.
First things first, he's got a shower.
So look, here's what
I'm
I
not
think.
holding my breath.
So during this whole time when they're trying to bring Deku back, they showed basically all of 1A working together to find out ways to catch up to Deku in different methods, right? So what I think is that their class 1A is going to train Deku to some extent, like with every quirk.
Yeah, they're all going
Um,
to train each other, I think.
Yeah, they're all going to be a part of their own development from now on. Also, I want to talk about kind of how Oda handled the civilians. I actually think it makes a lot more sense not when you put more thought to it, because if you think about the context of their society and how panic affects mobs and such, I think it makes sense for them to be kind of like out of it, you know, like not really taking everything into precaution, because they were all coddled. And they all started to think about themselves more than like the reality of the situation, which is the entire world is on this one kid's shoulders, and we are denying him access to his own school.
Definitely Japan,
Yeah.
which is still a heavy burden.
Yeah, and
We don't know. We don't know about the rest of the world yet.
No,
like
no,
that,
you're
like
right.
that.
You're absolutely right.
and I really liked that Uraraka was the person to kind of snap some people out of it and to inspire leaders within civilization, like I've mentioned before. And this was a big moving point that Horikoshi focused on in this chapter, which is heroes that work in tandem with civilians is going to make for a better civilization, you know?
Right.
And when the civilian asks for Deku to bring everything back, and Deku says yes, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the same society. It's probably going to be a better one.
They're just not going to be living at the school forever, I guess is what he means. Like, things are going to go back to somewhat normalcy.
Yeah.
What I will say, I didn't really have a problem with the civilians per se,
It's
because
a new norm.
I know it makes sense in context for sure. It just, like, on the surface, it just feels very heavy-handed that they're all just like, fuck this child.
Yeah.
But no, I totally understand it. It makes sense within the context of what the world of My Hero is.
Right. Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, think about it. Like,
Yeah.
if in real life, think about it. If there's like a place that you're holding out and you basically bring the one thing that you're trying to protect yourself from.
Yeah.
Like it's a literal beacon of the people that are trying to hunt you down. Like you're going to be scared. You're going to be terrified for your own safety.
Mm-hmm.
You came here to be safe, and then they bring the one thing that the people want. You know what I mean?
I think if they just sprung it on, like if I was just a child, right, that it was not my business to discuss with the adults what's going on and what the next plan is going to be and how to move about the operation, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe I may look and be like, what the fuck? Why? I remember people talking about this. This is bad, right? And then that's when the adult says, first of all, you're a child, mind your business. But second,
that kid does look pretty young, though.
Huh?
That guy does look pretty young. The person that's like being a complete dick.
Oh yeah, he definitely looked like a young guy. And I think Horikoshi did that on purpose. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But I think we rehashed this already as far as
the crowd, and all that.
But in real life, no, Brian, I expect. I wouldn't have expected people to have gone about it that way. Smart people that are dealing with the dire situation, like the city being in crumbles. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everything's going to turn all Mad Max.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's going to be careful planning if there's enough people around for there to set up some type of resistance.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll say this. We also don't get a ton of the civilians in the story. You know, I feel like the reason that it feels like so... like it sticks out like a sore thumb more now than it before is that we've only been told that they're coddled and stuff by Shigaraki, but we haven't really seen a lot of examples where heroes are like super, or where the society is very, very spoiled. We've only seen it in terms of how Shigaraki sees it, and up until now we were supposed to be like Shigaraki's completely wrong.
I mean, no, you do see it in Shigaraki's backstory.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We only see it through that lens, but we like throughout the series, it probably would have helped if we gotten a little bit more things from civilian life.
I mean, look, I'm
not saying it's not at all.
Look, no, the way that they showed how civilization was detached is that they were spectators, like this civilian mentioned.
Sure, but who?
That they watched like a play, and they applauded and they were like oohs and ahs, and their lack of appearance in the manga itself is also a show of their coddledness.
Sure,
because they don't have involvement because they feel they don't need to. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with that, but that's I don't know how to say this exactly, but it's you can't. I get it, and like I'm not really taking it issue. I guess like I'm trying to explain why it feels so like impacted when we saw it now. Is that we don't see a lot of they're not like consistently placed throughout the series where we see civilians really reacting in this type of degree towards heroes, or even like in a smaller way. We've seen it with Shigaraki, of course. Yeah. We've seen it with the villains here and there, but like when we see like regular civilians in life, when Deku was out fighting Stain and all that stuff, we don't see really civilians and reacting to stuff. And of course, they're supposed to sit back and react because they're not the professionals.
Like in any comic.
So it's
superheroes.
It's almost an unfair indictment on the civilians in that way, because if they had sprinkled in little subtle hints along the way how it's happening in present times and not just in like villain flashbacks and stuff, it probably would have not been as jarring. But it's not bad at all, because I totally understand it and I very much accept it. It's just like looking at it from all angles type of thing. I don't think it's bad at all. I don't think this is like necessarily a criticism either, but I think it's something to think about is what I'm saying.
I don't think it's an opinion what you're saying as far as the perspective of the civilians being shown. We seen it through Shigaraki's point of view and through and mostly is expressed from the villains and how they've been hurt by society, right? But in other situations, people may be running away from the conflict of villain fights and such, but we all we've seen is these personal attacks on people, whether it's malice from loved ones that are abusive, or just racism from people because they look different, like in Spinner's case or whatever. We are primarily seeing this viewpoint of the people from the villain's perspective, and this is not I don't think it's fair to ever look at it generally for all the people, because everything's personal, every situation is different. But with all of that said, it's not like we had multiple story elements, part of the arc where we started to see this gradual shift in how people looked at heroes because of things happening. One thing happened, and that was that Detnerat dude putting out that book, that propaganda book, which was false and bullshit anyway, and over exaggerating. So I believe that this viewpoint of the people has just, not only has it been implied to be a false narrative by the characters that are implying it because they're villains and they're not coming from an objective viewpoint, but in what Horikoshi has not shown. It was literally just sprung upon us that, these people are just all man babies.
Yeah, I think that's the point.
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
that's fair. No, I totally understand.
But that's why I personally, and I think Chris as well, accepts it. Because we're accepting it, but we're also pointing out what I believe is a valid criticism of why anybody else could say, could be shocked or surprised by this. But I would have liked it to be worked into the story a little bit more.
I think so too. But what do you guys think? You could comment below if you have any thoughts. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe you can comment some examples in which a hero that is currently still a hero that we see these little subtle hints and maybe it's been there the whole time.
Didn't they do that with Endeavor too?
Maybe.
They did do that with Endeavor.
The combination of of the Detnerat books.
I'll give you that one. I think when Endeavor got hurt and especially when it got out that Endeavor abused his family.
Yeah.
But those are also very extreme examples because Endeavor did abuse his family. So it's kind of it would be weird if they didn't immediately not disown him, but I guess that's the word I'll use for now because I can't think about it. But
to I don't even want to say an incredibly intelligent person. To any person with a decent head on their shoulders, you can still differentiate and say, okay, well, this guy Endeavor definitely has some fucking issues he needs to iron out with his own family, but that doesn't. Why? I would never think when you see I'm doing the thing I said I shouldn't do, but looking at when police do certain shit in real life, there's a reason why people are not just isolating and saying, oh no, that cop is an asshole. No, it's because police have a history for this violence, and that is what they have always. That's how they started, and that's how they are to this day. That's not a brand new thing. That's what.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's different. It's different. Where with the heroes, all they've been doing is helping everybody and saving the world and using their quirks for the betterment of people.
Yeah, with a couple of extreme examples.
I expected more. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my opinion.
Please comment what you think. I would love to hear it from you guys out there in the ether. But that's all I have to say about My Hero Academia. Are you guys all set?
Yeah, it makes sense, and I'm looking forward to the next arc, and I'm willing to just look past this stuff.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, let's move on to our American books. Brian, hit it. What's the first one?
Batman.
Yeah. All right. We have Batman number 112. The Fear State Part 1. The one shot that we got last week was basically a prelude coming into it. And this is Batman number 112, Fear State Part 1. We start off here with a bit of a propaganda thing with Saint Industries intertwined with Batman tripping balls.
Tripping major balls.
Yeah. So in this really cool opening page where he's got this Scarecrow man and also Batman freaking out I think I'm losing my mind.
You almost called him Burlap Man.
Did I call him Batman?
No, when you said Burlap at first, he said, I know you was going to call him Burlap Man instead of Scarecrow.
Oh, no. No, I mean, he's not Scarecrow. He's just a burlap man. But this guy...
I mean, he's metaphorically Scarecrow, which
Yeah.
should count for something.
Yeah, in theory, he's Scarecrow, but not really. So he's tripping balls, trying to get in contact with whoever he can out there in the world. Batman, and over the time, we just see Saint talking about how he was been working hard to figure out how to protect Gotham City in a more constructive way. Because, yeah, Batman came in and he saved us all from like a bunch of police corruption garbage. But ever since he popped up, all these crazy people started showing up with like costumes and all that jazz. And he's just trying to figure it all out. So he created the Magistrate program, which is Peacekeeper 01, Sean Mahoney, as we've seen. And yeah, basically we continue on to the present, and Batman has made it out of wherever Scarecrow has been hiding. He drags himself into the Batmobile.
Literally crawls into it like, what's that movie?
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes, when he fucks up the Lambo, right? I think that was the Lamb.
Yeah, something like that. But, oh boy, what was that? Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, he's good. He's back to normal. He injected himself with his anti-Scarecrow thing. But at the same time, Scarecrow is just pulled up, assumedly pulled up to, like, the very front of the car. And he's like, no, I'm not tripping balls. You're not real. It's not a good time for him right now.
The Ludes is still in his system.
Yeah.
He has not gotten rid of them.
The Ludes. The Quaaludes.
He's drooling and everything. That's definitely what Scarecrow gave him, right to his fucking brain.
Yeah. So, I mean, it turns out Scarecrow's not actually there. So
No.
he just
It was just
speeds
Ludes.
away. He's like, fuck, where's everyone? I need help. Jesus. Please help me.
He's so vulnerable.
Yeah, this is the most vulnerable Batman has ever been. And, you know, we cut back to Saint, who is still throwing up because everything has gone disgustingly wrong in his opinion. Like, everything just collapsed on his face, where he now has a super soldier out there, also tripping balls out of his mind, and might just...
Worse than Batman, because he has never dealt with some shit like this before.
Yeah, he has a real robot suit with all of the guns. So he is not...
And an American flag on his chest.
Yeah, so you know that he's...
You know you're going to die.
Yeah. I think that's a thin blue line flag, too.
Oh. What a nice touch. Oh, my God. James Tinian, you are the man.
Well, maybe we could give this to the artist, George Jimenez, who's also the man.
Yes, they're both
Everybody
the men.
that
had everyone that was involved in making this page possible to view by all of us. Thank you.
Yeah. So he pulls up to Gotham. He's finally back in the city, really. And he sees like a bunch of people just knocked out and dead, and they start coming back to life like zombies. So he is like, fuck this shit. And he's about to, I guess, shoot a bunch of people because he's tripping balls and sees them as zombies.
Dude, his hallucinations get worse because his PTSD triggers from the previous Joker attack, where he
A-Day. Yeah.
A-Day.
Yeah, the event that made him get selected for the Peacekeeper Magistrate anyway. So, yeah, not good sign for the old Peacekeeper. Meanwhile, Batman arrives at the clock tower and he gets judo flipped by Cassandra Cain, and he's like, "You shouldn't have been able to do that. I'm really tripping balls. If Cassandra Cain judo flipped me, there's no way."
Yeah, that's how you know it fucked up in the game.
Yeah.
It's the Ludes, all right?
It's the Ludes. They're still in my system. So they get inside and they call Ghostmaker. Batman's like, "Hey, Shonen rival, I need you because my brain is not to be trusted." And Ghostmaker's like, "All right, I'll be right there." He explains the whole situation with Ivy and Harley Quinn, and explains their little side quest to find whatever piece is missing from Poison Ivy so that she would join their side in this battle. So, you know.
Yes, they need to rejoin You know what? I was gonna make a Kingdom Hearts reference.
Yeah, they got to get Roxas
I'm not gonna go there.
back to Sora.
There's nobody in the Heartless together.
Roxas. Yeah, so, he's on his way. Simon Saint has a fucking headache right now because he's so pressed.
Because nothing is going as planned.
Nothing.
He did not see any of this coming.
He's like, I can't believe this. I tried this in Gotham City, of all places, and it went to garbage so fast. We get a big, cool splash page of Scarecrow just saying, "Let's begin." And the whole thing starts going down. Saint starts hooking up his assistant guy that got absolutely rocked by Batman like 2 issues ago.
He did.
And he makes him Peacekeeper X because the only way you put out a fire is with more fire, apparently.
Gasoline.
Yeah, he's throwing gasoline onto the fire. He creates Peacekeeper X, and he's like, "You got to go find the other Peacekeeper and take him back in." And he's like, "No problem, boss. I got this. There's no way this could go wrong at all." And that's where this issue ends.
He's supposed to be stronger.
Yeah, because he's got an X on him.
He skipped from 1 to 10, so yeah.
Is this supposed to be 10 or is it supposed
to
be X?
I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's 10. Why not be Peacemaker 2?
It should be Peacemaker 2.
Oh no, because this is whatever. It's stronger than number 1.
Yeah. Yeah, X is stronger than 1. Never forget. This was a really cool issue of Batman. We are on the, I guess, Tinian's endgame for this run, and it has been fun. It's been a fun ride so far. It's almost a shame to see Tinian go. I know he's gone to like bigger and better things, but his Batman has been great, and this has been no exception. Good way to start off the event. But do you have any thoughts before we go, Josh? Dude.
I just noticed the stripe. Well, not just now, but I'm really happy you pointed that out to me. Yeah. Defund the police.
Yeah. Agreed. But I guess with that being said, I guess we should move on to our next American comic. Brian, hit it.
He said, "Is this ice? Dickhead, is it cold?"
Excalibur.
All right, we have 2 X books. This is actually just
2 X books.
Ah, 2 X books.
Whoa.
Oh, a little too much to drink there, pal.
Oh God, no,
Man,
it's just
2
one beer.
sips deep.
Sheesh.
Anyway, 2 X books this week. We have Excalibur and we have X-Force. So we're going to start with Excalibur number 23. I think this is just a brand new arc starting off.
That's Brian Braddock's wife.
Yeah. That's Megan.
Oh boy.
What?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Anyway, I guess this is a brand new arc. Dr. Doom pulls up to Braddock Isle because he just can't stop like harassing mutants left and right. He's just like, "Hello, I've come to ask you or demand of you to take me into Otherworld so that I may get this thing." And everybody's like, "Why would we do that?" He's like, "Because if you don't, I'll bring my entire fucking army here, and we're just gonna have to scrap for it." And they're like, "Okay, Victor." So they
not that they scared. They're just like, whatever, bro. Like, like we don't have an issue with you going. It's the fact that you gotta come with us.
It's the fact that you came here at like 8 a.m. with your whole dumb robot
Mad
squad.
early, yeah. What? Yo, he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That was petty.
It's like, "Okay, Victor, let's go. Let's get your stupid box or whatever you want." And they accompany him in. This is a very TDLR. Wait, what was it? TLDR.
Too
thing.
long. Didn't read? Question mark.
Yeah, because a lot of this is just breaking down how much Otherworld has changed since I guess Dr. Doom has been there. And Dr. Doom's like, "I don't care," and then they get jumped by an assassin.
He does it.
Good.
She's trying to put him on the game, and he's just like, "Woman,
"Woman, I do not care about your politics."
I care not for you." Yeah.
And they're like, "Dr. Doom, you don't know. Everything's different now. You can't just come in here and do shit like you used to." And they're like, "That's preposterous. I'll do whatever I want because I'm Dr. Doom."
Yeah.
They get to the Crooked Market because that's where they figure Doctor Doom's stuff is. A lot of this issue is Doctor Doom being an indignant asshole.
Yeah.
So he's just.
It didn't get old.
I mean,
but,
I'm not mad at it.
That is exactly what was just
I do
happening.
love me some asshole Doctor Doom moments because he is the best asshole ever. But it is a lot of TLDR moments where he's just like, I will not be so-and-so'd by so-and-so'd.
And then he
Then he gets so-and-so'd
so-and-so by so-and-so.
I didn't know Zoro's dad was here.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Yo, Brian with the smooth callback.
You know it.
The
MHA god and the OP theory god.
So they pull up to James Jasper's place because he runs the Crooked Market, and he's being a Ridley little bitch about the whole thing.
What?
Son of a bitch!
Where he's just like, "Ooh, hello! I will give you what you want, but you must solve like my riddles and shit." And Doctor Doom's like, "I'm not having any of this."
Oh,
right now."
he's being very Cheshire Cat about it?
Yeah, he's being a real Cheshire Cat about it. And basically, at this place, Jasper doesn't give you a price for the things you want. You have to entice him with a thing that he really wants, and he won't tell you what it is. You'll just have to figure it out yourself. And Doctor Doom's like, just tell me. Why are you making this so difficult?
It makes sense. I mean, the
No, it makes
reasoning
sense.
was that he's a mutant that could bend reality, meaning he can
Have whatever
essentially
he wants.
do anything. And yeah, right.
Yes.
Wait, can we time out? I mean, still alive, but time out from this. Who? No one could stop him, right? I mean, technically, no one could stop characters like this, in theory, right?
Well, characters like this usually have like a cap on their abilities where
There is some sort of balance.
Yes, there's a nerf quality to their abilities. Otherwise, well, what's the point of the Marvel
exactly.
Universe?
I'm looking at this shit like, why is there any conflict there's only conflict because he allows it.
Well, there seems to be like 12 different reality warping characters in every aspect of the Marvel Universe.
True that.
And it gets a little annoying because mutants themselves have 3 that I can name right now.
Proteus, Wanda doesn't count.
Wanda doesn't count. Okay, Proteus. We have
Legion?
King Jamie.
Oh, Jamie Brad. Oh,
Legion can too, I
Jamie
think.
Braddock.
Yeah, Legion counts.
Can he warp reality?
No,
I
his
thought it's all
abilities.
just like
No, his
psionic.
abilities are like he absorbs different personalities, and every personality has a different power.
Whoa!
From what I understand.
Whoa!
So
Wow, I didn't know all of that.
it's not necessarily real. In theory, he could have reality warping powers, but he just doesn't right now because he was just resurrected, and it takes for a while for these personalities to return.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The way Oda did Law, and with his power, that's the cleanest balance I've ever seen on a reality warping character. It's very balanced.
Yeah, it only happens in this room, and he doesn't necessarily warp reality so much as anything within this room. He can just cut up, and it won't die immediately.
He can't warp reality.
No, because warping reality is
it's mostly spatial. He has complete spatial dominance. So
yeah, he can manipulate matter to a degree.
Right, but he can't make.
He can't create things.
Right, he
in
can't
this.
destroy. He
he
can
can just-
manipulate.
yeah, he can
whatever's
just
there and
manipulate
turn it-
whatever's in
okay,
this
But we couldn't turn a can of Pepsi into a banana, probably.
He does have
Unless
someone.
he had the right.
He does have a personality that warps reality.
Okay, so Legion counts.
Wow.
Franklin doesn't count anymore because they're like, no, he can't be a mutant.
The personality is called the Legion.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, yes, that's our point, is that there's like a billion reality warping characters seemingly, and there has to be a cap on them because there's no point in the Marvel Universe otherwise.
He has a personality named Sally that's just as strong as the Hulk.
Sick. Very
She's
cool.
an obese,
comic books
lonely
are wild.
woman.
Yeah, comics are crazy, dude. While Betsy is having this whole fucking ordeal with Jaspers, the rest of the Excalibur team are just gambling, having a good time, chilling.
Bro, your boy Gambit telling somebody else's wife to blow on his dice. I was like, yo, come on,
Aren't you
my
also
nigga.
in a goddamn relationship with Rogue?
Right. He
You're
said, I'm going to take a
Yeah,
page
right.
out of
He's
Gene's
just-
book.
He's just asking for somebody to blow on his dice. It's not anything crazy.
I ain't going to lie. If anybody ever asks my girlfriend to blow on their dice, it's going to be a fucking problem.
And you know that like
There's gonna be a fucking problem.
he's got that New Orleans charm too. He's trying.
Right, he was being swaggy about it. It wasn't just no normal shit. And then even Jubilee is like,
Yo,
you ain't asked me.
you're
out.
telling me if Channing Tatum came up to you and asked you to blow,
I would not have a good time with that. Josh is very serious right now.
No.
You know, sometimes Channing Tatum just needs you to blow on his dice.
Oh, because he's supposed to play Gambit.
I know, Really?
Yeah, he was supposed to play Gambit in a live-action Gambit movie. But also, I mean, I don't know. He came in the raging.
He's not Cajun.
He's not. Well, we don't. I don't know. Brian, can you Google whether Channing Tatum is Cajun is from New Orleans at all?
At least.
Can you do that? Can we find out if he's from like Louisiana in any way, shape, or form? But in any case, the Raging Cajun is getting a little too coming a little out of pocket there, and crossing some boundaries he probably shouldn't. But you know,
Can I go back? I need to show you something else too, because it's not just the blowing of the dice.
okay,
He's from Sweet Home Alabama.
What happens when she transforms with the
guess.
black hair? Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Megan, who is Captain Avalon's wife, and maybe that's why he's just like, I ain't scared of no fucking Captain Avalon.
He ain't scared. I wouldn't be scared of Captain Avalon either. I mean, he's kind of nice.
cool.
He's kind of nice.
He's a cool guy. But yeah, Megan just turns her hair black, to fit in and disguise herself because
and he literally hits on her.
he's like, oh wow, and a lovely one that I don't
Am
know.
I being extra?
Cajun.
I
No,
guess
no.
you could give a compliment.
You could give a
You'd
compliment.
be a compliment. Am
But
I
you know,
being
but
misogynistic?
you know that Gambit is low. If it's Gambit specifically, it's Gambit. Gambit's the problem.
He's a promiscuous guy, Brian.
He just wants you to blow on his dice. That's all he wants.
it's good.
No, he wants Braddock's wife to blow on his dice.
Yeah, he could ask
Specifically.
Jubilee to do that. He chose Braddock's wife.
Yeah, he ain't choose his homegirl. He chose new girl that he gave a compliment to. Bro, listen.
Compliment.
You're exposed, bro. Rogue's gonna come and
You heard it
dry
here,
you out
folks.
like a fucking.
Yeah, he's gonna wring you like a towel.
Not before he asks her to blow on his dice.
She'll blow his hand directly off with whatever air powers she probably absorbed in that time.
Listen, I'm sure she's a reasonable young woman.
Yo, I mean, okay,
I'm sure
well,
she'll understand if Gambit explains it.
in any case,
She's got to be used to it.
gotta be. Well, anyway, we just exposed Gambit. You heard it here first. But anyway, Dr. Doom threatens again Jasper's with the entirety of his entire country, and Jasper's like, oh, "Okay, cool. That's what I want. Then bring your entire fucking country here." And Dr. Doom's like, "Oh shit, no one's ever really called me on that one.
No.
That can't be a thing." Whoa.
No, that's not what you want.
Damn, that's a hell of a bluff to call. I don't think I'll be able to use that again. And that's when Betsy comes through and is like, "All right, chill. We can't be having a war here. I'm like, I can't authorize people just coming through a Krakoan gate that are not mutants coming here to fuck you up, Jasper." And that's when Dr. Doom is like, I have no need for a woman, Betsy Braddock, but you'll do if you want to be my wife. And I'm like, aren't you getting married in a whole nother book right now?
Is that?
Yeah,
happening?
Fantastic Four.
Who's he getting married to? That lady that be with him?
I guess so.
Dude, these guys are a bunch of sleaze dogs.
Yeah, apparently, okay, so it made me want to pick up Fantastic Four again. I know I fell off, but there's a moment, because apparently, like, the big conflict in that Dr. Doom wedding is that Johnny has already slept with Dr. Doom's wife.
No.
So, drama!
I like how Josh is like, no. Dude.
Guys, like,
I'll tell
come
you
on,
what.
bro.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel for him because, like, Dr. Doom is on and off a very sympathetic character every now and
Yes,
then.
on and off.
There are moments where I'm like, I almost forget you're a terrible dictator.
Dude, imagine.
I have no idea how to talk to people with any type of etiquette or respect.
Yeah, I almost forget that you just dominated an entire universe for a time.
Dr. Doom boomed by the Chad fireman.
Not great. It's not great. And not only that, but like his
Johnny-
arch enemy at one point.
Johnny Storm just smacked the spaghetti out of his hands and made him pick it up.
It's such a weird way to put it.
With the sauce on it and everything. Because it's mad hard to clean up.
He's like, scrub it up, bitch.
Oh wow. Well,
Scrub it up before I turn up the heat.
That is some real like
disrespect.
that's like someone calling you sweet.
Damn. We need to get this dropped. But anyway,
Yeah, we do.
so I guess they're all of a sudden attacked by these magic robot people.
Reavers? No,
No.
those are the
No, those are just magic robot people who I guess work for Merlin. I guess they attack and they're like friends of what's his face, Mordred.
Bro, they're like that character from the DC books.
Shit.
Amazo?
Omak. Wait,
Amazo.
Amazo?
Yes.
Why Amazo?
The guy he copies people.
Oh yeah, that's Amazo.
Yeah. They're like, but wasn't he like a
What about
robot
Task
basically?
Manager?
I don't think so. I think
I
it's
mean,
just like
I
maybe
said
not.
Task Manager. Taskmaster.
No, it's not Task Manager, Brian.
Task Manager.
This dude finna make computer operations a whole lot easier.
Yeah. So yeah, they attack the Excalibur team, and the Excalibur team is like, "What's going on? Who's Mordred?" And Mordred is apparently Arthur's son, who was like cast away. King Arthur's son, who was cast away, for some reason. And these aliens have a real, not aliens. These robot things have a huge beef with him. Captain Britain pulls up and is like, you don't have to do this anymore. You're like considered people now in Otherworld. I don't know. This is where Excalibur kind of loses me in this kind of stuff where there's like deep lore within the Otherworld that I am not privy to. But yeah, apparently these things just were like these mindless.
You don't know if it's something new or something from back then or something from back then.
Yeah.
Is the Otherworld the place where Apocalypse is right now?
No, Otherworld. No, Apocalypse is in.
Way on the other side.
Yeah, he's in a demon world called Amenth right now with his
Yeah.
family, so he's happy.
And it got
Wait.
cut off from Otherworld. Used to be able to access Amenth via Otherworld, via the gate in... What's the name of that place that they took over?
Shit. Fuck.
So wait, where's the place that they did that tournament?
Otherworld.
They was in...
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
then
it.
they went across the different realms in Otherworld.
Yeah, because like
Got it,
the
got
portal
it,
for
got it.
Amenth is all the way at the end of Otherworld, I think.
It is on the opposite... It's on the opposite side of the wheel. I don't know if it's geographically that way.
I know
but-
it's like far because the Hellions had to go there, so they had to go
Okay,
like
yeah,
all
it's
the way
far.
through Otherworld.
There's okay, so basically the Earth is connected to Otherworld via Avalon. Avalon is one of the provinces in Otherworld, like a country, right? But you can only get to Earth through the gate in Avalon. Now that was the similar case with Amenth, right, where Apocalypse is at, because the name of the province that just cannot come to our mind right now. In our advanced age.
in our advanced age of 28 and 29.
Wait, you're telling me you have important things that you have to remember aside from fictional
Well, nothing's more
provinces?
important than the geography of Otherworld. So
I did make a map of it. That's how serious it was. But yes, the gate to Amenth was in one of those provinces in Otherworld, but it's closed off now.
yeah, it's a big complex. Brian, we don't know.
So the
much
only
about
people
it.
who can open it
Exoswords,
is
bro.
Apocalypse?
The only people who get to the Otherworld right now are the X-Men because they have the
No, I'm
portal.
talking about...
No one can get to Amenth right
yeah,
now
I'm talking about Amenth.
by any normal means.
Yeah.
So, like, only people in Amenth can come out of Amenth?
They can't even get out.
They
of
can't
Amenth
get out
anymore.
Oh my
because
God.
Apocalypse and his family stayed there, so they would make sure
That was the price they.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
was the
nobody
price.
damn.
could get out.
Wow, what a beautiful, strong man he is.
A good family man, all he wanted was his kids. All he wanted was custody of his kids, and they're not actually even there. They're all like chilling in different provinces of Otherworld.
So he
Yo.
did that for so he did that for no reason.
No,
All
he
right.
has his wife. It's him and his wife Genesis are there.
Didn't they hate each other? Did they like fuck each other up?
They're cool now.
Yeah, but she was under the influence by this, the bigger bad.
Yeah.
And listen, that was the price to pay. He had in order to join Araco with Krakoa in the two islands and merged the two mutant nations.
He had to vibe in Emmons.
He'll
Yeah,
be
he
back
had
though,
to-
right?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive of it. It'd be weird
It's
if he wasn't
Apocalypse.
back. Let me tell you that. It'd be weird if Apocalypse never showed up again.
Do you think
Yeah.
he's gonna release Sabretooth?
No, Sabretooth is locked
No.
within Krakoa, so only the council has that ability.
you think they'll ever bring him back?
Oh, yeah, I think there's going to be hell to pay when it comes to Sabretooth. He was-
Is Sabretooth a lit character? Is that a fan favorite? Because I just don't see it. That's the
I
only
just know
thing.
him from the movies. And
I think
he was-
Sabretooth is cool, but he's not. He's cool in the same way Wolverine is cool. You know, like, you know,
I guess
He's like edgier Wolverine.
he's evil. He's eviler Wolverine than. But I don't know. I think there's going to be some consequence to people they just lock away for all eternity.
Wait, is Sabretooth alive as long as Wolverine?
Yes,
basically, yeah.
Why aren't they
The
become best
rival
friends?
rules.
because he's evil and Wolverine's not evil.
That's his Sasuke.
So wait, how did Wolverine not become evil? If like
That's his
He was a
Vegeta.
bad boy for a long time, and then he was like, you know what? I found purpose. Glorious purpose.
And Sabretooth never found that.
was that glorious purpose?
Teaching kids?
No,
and
I thought-
smashing Jean Grey in front
Yeah,
of
that's what I was
Cyclops.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. His strong.
Or while he waits in the closet.
Yeah.
Go
Are you done yet, Logan? No.
put on your shades? Kid.
No, bitch.
put on your
Stay
shades.
in there. Anyway, back to this issue.
And
Yeah.
while you're at it, make me dinner, bitch.
Okay, so they I guess like tell the fucking robots to fuck off because like Betsy confuses them with their own logic. They're like, yeah, but like you're supposed to, you know, be cool with otherworld people and you're just attacking us. And they're like, no, but we have orders from our boss to go after friends of Mordrum. And they're like, we'll just go back and ask our dad. We'll see you guys later. You have not been spared. We'll be back.
What did she say to him that made them reconsider? When she tried to talk to them like human beings? And they're like, well, I guess you're right.
Okay, so
And-
basically here is the paradox, is that we follow the Forge Master Federal, and he has sworn fealty to King Arthur the King Return. But we're also no longer mindless killers, and we have the rights. We have earned rights as citizens of Otherworld. And so we follow the Citadel law,
Until better laws.
our present. So,
Right.
you know, a bit of a conundrum. You know what? I'm going to go home and ask my dad what's going on here, and we'll be back.
Yes.
Don't forget, we're out here.
Yeah. He was like, if we find any other followers of Mordor, then it's
Oh, yeah, he did say that. He did say
So y'all are good.
for now. But if we find anybody else that is a friend of Mordrum, then they're fucked. We're killing them. You guys are good for now. Later. And they go away. Dr. Doom gets his box. He just leaves the whole thing. He's just like, all right, I got what I wanted. I'm out. And it turns out he has like the tiny castle, like Morgan Le Fay's castle, in this small box. And he's like, oh, this is great. This worked out better than I thought it would.
Just what I needed.
Yeah, a box with a whole castle in it.
Well, there's something in there. The water, right? No, whatever.
Yeah, so we cut over to Megan and Captain Britain talking about the whole situation with Mordred, and they're like, yo, what if they're after Mordred because Mordred is a mutant? And that's where the issue ends.
You know, that last page made this this issue a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I was like, who is Mordrum? I don't know who it is. Anxiety, comic book Harold, I need you. But it made a lot of sense at the end, and it was like, yo, they're basically targeting mutants, which is the flavor of what's going on. And, you know, I think I'm starting to see that the lore from back then is just not that important. It's only important because they want to validate the people who have read it and know the history.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it, which is kind of sad for the people that, you know, that have come to that realization and are readers from the past. But hey, I'm not, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes. It's all right. I wasn't born in the fucking 80s. I wasn't buying comic books in the 80s, all right?
Well, I don't really have much to say about Excalibur. I guess I'll just have to wait and see. With that, we'll move on to X-Force number 23. This is so funny, this issue. So we start off in Siberia where not Cyclops, but Colossus's brother is meeting up with Zeno, the fucking evil villain that's been causing all this trouble for Krakoa. And he brings them soldiers, and he demonstrates how cool they are by having them kill this giant polar bear.
Isn't Cyclops' brother sword dude?
Not
The guy who
Cyclops'
wants-
brother, Colossus's
Colossus's brother.
Isn't Colossus' brother the sword dude? The guy who wants the sword or whatever?
He has the sword.
He has the Cerebro sword.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's
okay.
making moves. He's winning right now.
Yeah.
Kinda.
He's making
I
moves.
just want to make a little point. In his conversation he's having with this super racist,
Yeah. Even against
and
Russians.
bigoted, yeah.
I'm like, you're also white.
Right. Like he's having this conversation, and I like how, like, before this scene, he talks about how, like, what the color red represents to Russians. Because the first thing this guy says is, "Oh, I don't know why you choose to stay out here in this hard, frigid land," straight up disrespecting his home, like having no type of respect or regard for his home place. And but what's his name?
Rasputin, call him, I guess.
Oh,
That's his
God.
last name.
I don't want
remember
to
his
call
first
him
name.
Russian sword guy. That's what I was. Okay, Rasputin.
Mikhail Rasputin. That's his name.
Mikhail just explains how, you know, he says how the cold makes the fire burn brighter in their stomach, and that's what the red represents in the crimson of the flag, etc., is the burning red fire. And then I like the symmetry, the
Symbolism?
symbolism. I said symmetry.
You did
Wow.
say symmetry.
Wow. The symbolism shown in these warriors all being red.
Yeah. Because they all fuck up this ice bear. And I feel bad for the ice bear.
Oh, yeah. Because he was just doing regular ice bear shit,
Yeah.
looking for a meal. And these guys just...
They just like
Went to
mutilate this
town.
fucking bear. All just so this guy could show off. And one important thing to absorb is that at the end of it all, there's still a tiny man that just pulls up outside of the polar bear. As we see here, which is important to remember.
Yeah, on some Rick and Morty shit. I mean, he literally explains there that, like, because the soldier's blood got into the bear, it impregnated the bear essentially and made
Made a tiny man out of
Yeah.
his bear blood.
Let's get down to business.
Yeah. So that's when we cut over to Beast. And you already know stupid shit's about to happen.
Oh, my God. Yo, and it's not going to stop.
All right. So
Why?
Beast pulls up and he has a whole narration about how, like, I couldn't help myself. I just had to do one more shady thing. So when these guys attacked us, I just snatched the tiny one and now I'm going to dissect him like a high school frog.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm not surprised.
No, neither am I, because then he's like, how could I not? How could I not keep this tiny man and do experiments on him? He takes a little scalpel.
How could I not?
He
And
takes,
then waxes poetic. Go ahead. Go
Oh
ahead. You got
my
this. You got
Christ.
this. You got this, Chris. You got
he's
this.
just like, he takes a scalpel, he cuts one of these little baby things open, and then another tinier man pops out from the scalpel. He's just like, surprise. This is the real surprise, motherfucker.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Right.
So
Again, I wasn't surprised, but Beast,
Beast was like, oh.
he had no idea what could.
So now he's got to chase this little man who is able to, I guess, replicate himself in the blood of others.
Wait. Hold on. Let me get this straight. So he had a tiny man. He went to cut him open, and then the tinier man came out of the tiny
Yes, but here's the thing, Brian. When they pulled up to the island in the fucking first place, that is what he's seen happening.
He is so confident that nothing would go wrong.
Because he put it on ice and he has the situation under control, aka he's so thirsty that he's gonna take this risk and then goes on a fucking monologue, right guys, to explain why him taking those risks is for the betterment of Krakoa.
And I'll tell you this.
And says, fuck you guys who wants the good beast.
Yes. This is the 23rd issue of X-Force. There has not been one thing that the Beast put into action that worked out for anybody.
Except for, I guess, X-Force in general. But was that his plan? Was it hit?
Well, the X-Force seems to be dedicated solely to cleaning up his stupid-ass messes. Because everything the X-Force has fought against is a direct result of Beast being a fucking asshole.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Beast also has the nerve, the gall, to be like, did I imagine briefly, after Xavier died, taking his place as the father of Krakoa? And I'm like, that would be a terrible thing.
Maybe.
That would be a terrible thing because you have a track record of 0-27 of handling shit for Krakoa.
Like, all right, I may have learned as of recent that Professor X truly is a Shice Lord, but at least he doesn't fuck up every single time.
Yeah, at least things kind of work out for Xavier when he's a Shice Lord.
Right, the man can put a plan together and be thorough.
Okay.
Beast, no.
And another example, it happens immediately after. He squashes this little man, right? And he's like, done. That worked out perfect. No problems here. You know what? Maybe I can take over if anything ever happened to Xavier. Maybe I can be the father of Krakoa. There is a tiny man hanging right here on his head.
On his temple.
On his on his fucking hairs. It crawls into his ear. So that didn't work out.
No.
And all of a sudden he starts going like, oh, fuck. This tiny man is unleashing hell in Beast's mind. Meanwhile, we cut over to Rasputin and Zeno. Zeno's being a fucking dick in this man's own country as if he's not severely outnumbered and
so
outmatched.
brazen. Like, what do you have that, I don't know, I guess the soldiers, maybe.
Even with the soldiers, like Mikhail's a mutant, he has the pale girl there. What do you think was going to happen? And then Mikhail, after being like racist against Russians for like half a minute, Rasputin just locks him into his own pocket dimension and is like, you stay here, you're grounded. So now he's just stuck there with his stupid peacock suit.
You mad.
Nah,
Later,
later,
have
babe.
to eat his tie.
Yeah.
That's the first. I mean, if I had to eat some, I guess
A
it'd be
tie,
the
I guess.
right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Spaghetti tie.
I just
real
wanted
quick.
validation that I wasn't
Real quick.
weird for saying.
No,
that
I mean,
first.
there's not a lot of options.
So what did Beast stand to gain from dissecting the small man?
personal satisfaction.
Science things.
He
Okay,
didn't
so
kill it first? Like, was it dead?
no, it was dead. He thought it was dead,
He thought.
and then he cut it open, and then a tinier man popped out.
No, Brian, you got to understand. Even though he had every reason not to think so, he believed he had complete control of this foreign
He had complete
situation, of this alien situation,
Yeah.
which he has done the same before and fucked up constantly in this same series.
So we cut back to Beast. He's in a chair with a whole syringe. I guess he's trying to like pull blood from his body.
The monologuing continues, mind
Yeah,
you.
he's like, sheesh. Sheesh. Well, and this is where Josh was talking about, where Beast is like, often I hear from others, mainly the cast of New Jump City. Oh, my Lucas dog is here. He's like barking. Where he's
Can't
just
believe how much.
he's been listening to our podcast where he's like, I often hear others saying, I miss the old Beast, the fun and more cheerful one, bounding and playful as a kitten.
I don't know about all
I don't know
that,
about-
but
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
like-
remember not being
Yeah, I don't
an
remember
asshole.
that. I don't remember
that.
I think there's a difference between bounding and bouncing around like a little kitten and being a good person. But do you, Beast?
Sure. Whatever. Continue with your straw man argument.
And he's like, but you know what? The world, Krakoa doesn't need that beast. It doesn't need a good person. It needs a bastard. And not only that, I guess an incompetent one at that.
I think Krakoa has enough bastards, buddy. I think you could go back to being a good person.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
mean,
need
half the people on the council are the worst.
Yeah, it doesn't need decent people like Mr. Sinister.
and Mystique.
And Exodus.
And
And Magneto. And Apocalypse. It needs me, Bad Boy Beast. So I guess he like pulls blood out of himself, hoping that the little man just is in there.
Is that what?
I don't know. I don't know what other reason he could be. He's just randomly injecting himself, hoping that this little fucking man pulls up inside of the syringe. And he just like threw it against the wall because I guess he didn't pull up. He's like, fuck.
Really? That's his solution?
He's really pacing around like, I just fucked up pretty bad.
Wait, I just realized that he did that in vain.
Yeah. Yeah.
He thought he got him?
Yeah, no.
What, he just take a random shot?
No, he was hoping he got him. And he did not. So he's like, fuck. You ever pace around? You ever make a huge mistake? And you're just like, shit. Everybody's going to think I'm a fucking idiot. But now he's like,
Going to.
he said, man, I have no choice. Sage!
Sage.
Hey, buddy. Hi, Sage. And she's like, what's wrong? It's like, what's wrong? Why would you think something's wrong? And she's like, because your voice is pitched 2 octaves higher and you appear to be injured. B starts bleeding from his nose. He's like, get me Black Tom.
There's a little man in my head.
You're not going to believe this shit.
Tell him to hurry.
Hey, get a load of this.
Right. So
So I was in my laboratory doing, nothing crazy. I was
just
just
science thing.
Just, dissecting a little man that we fought.
the one you told me to burn up.
Yeah, the one you told me to not fuck with. And, I brought him to my lab. And you know what? How could you blame me? He's a little man. I had to do experiments on the little man. Anyway, this happens, that happens. Push comes to shove. The little man's in my brain.
This and that happened.
And I am ashamed to say it feels like he's skull fucking me, right?
Yeah, he's really... he is a little living aneurysm in my tiny mind. Help, please.
He's trying to be so casual in front of Sage because she knows he's going to judge him.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they've been judging him for a while now. Like, I think X-Force by now is a little always wary about whatever Beast does ever. So
the fact that Beast is trying to be like sly about it too, like, bro, these are all on your these people. Yeah.
Why has
You're
Beast
all on the same team?
Why has Beast not been fired yet? Like, get another person. Beast is not the smartest man on the island, obviously. You can find somebody else who's a better person.
What else are they gonna do? They're gonna put him to fucking work the ice cream shop or some shit? Like,
Yes.
he'll
Something
fuck that up
else.
too. He'll try to dissect
Anything
the fucking
else.
Ben and Jerry's.
Anything else. Like, put him in the fucking Krakoa where Sabretooth is. Is the only way he's not gonna fuck up.
That's fucked up, dude.
I don't feel bad at all. Anyway, Zeno, back to Rasputin. Him and the pale girl from Wolverine's books are just staring at the Cerebro sword that they're talking about how, like, I was supposed to get Shi'ar logic diamonds, but that didn't work out because back in Wolverine, this is the exact thing Wolverine's looking into, actually, because I guess a few Russians have attacked the Marauder and things went very bad for them. V bad for them. So,
And then here's when the insecurities start arriving.
Yeah, I mean, the pale girl goes off about all these Russian writers about things. It's not really important, and I don't know why.
It sounds like it's stuff you should know if you're a smart and cultured person.
Well, I guess I'm not a smart and cultured person because I haven't really read any.
Glad
of
I'm
this
not
stuff,
alone in
so
this.
it's okay, bud. Hey, it's okay. In any case, they're like, she's like, whatever, man. We have a ton of cool shit here. All the greatest. We have the best writers here in Russia, and then we also have, I guess, the chronicler.
Him.
And Rasputin is like, yes, there is him, and he pulls up. He pulls up the Cerebro sword, and I guess uses that to get somewhere. We'll get to that later. Meanwhile,
We skipped the full dialogue page that can absolutely be skipped without an issue.
yeah.
100%.
Did you read it?
confident. Yes, I did.
Okay. Anyway, good, because I didn't read it. You didn't read it either?
I did.
Okay. You look at
I'm
me like you
jealous.
didn't.
I thought you'd read all of these too.
I do usually, but then I was like, I don't want to go through this whole
You
thing.
knew.
and mean
You
nothing.
went 2 sentences in. You was like, yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Not important.
Yeah. But anyway, we cut back to the Shadow Room where Beast leads Black Tom in and is like, hey, so welcome to the Shadow Room. All confident still, like he didn't just let a little man into his skull. And
Fuck up severely.
yeah, and Black Tom is like, this place seems shady as hell, and Beast is like, it is. So Beast pulls up, I guess, a 3D map of the inside of his mind, and he's like, I need you to make a little man and put the little man in my ear canal because there's a little man trying to kill me. And Black Tom's like, okay, and he makes a little plant version of himself, has Beast snort him, and we cut over to, I guess, a pocket dimension where Mikhail Rasputin pulls up to the Chronicler, who's writing stuff.
And he's been writing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's been writing so much stuff. And he's like, write me something else. And it's very vague stuff. He's like, so tell me whatever ridiculously stupid plot twist or character you wish to happen. So I guess the Chronicler has the ability to write things into reality. And this is in Russian, so there's no way I can know what that means. Fuck. But yeah, that's what I see. So yeah, that's where this issue ends.
But is the intent for us to look it up and find that out? Like, why would they do that to us?
I don't know. Peter Rasputin, which is Colossus.
Yeah.
So whatever they have in store, it's for Colossus.
Is the Chronicler a lady?
No, it's a dude. It's an old man.
Interesting.
Is he not an old dude?
There's
I
another
believe he's
person
a
named
mutant.
Irene Merriweather who's also named the Chronicler.
Well, it's not this guy, that's for sure. This guy's not Irene. I will say that much. But anyway, that's where X-Force ends. Very funny issue to read.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was pretty hilarious.
I had a way better time with this comic than I'm sure that the authors.
Yeah, than anybody taking it seriously would do. But I mean, as much as dumb as it is to have Beast be this way, it is entertaining. I will say that it is fun to make fun of on this show. But that's all I got to say about the Expos. They were pretty good, pretty solid all around. I didn't really have any problems with it. I guess we should move on to our final American comic. Brian, hit it quickly, with urgency. Daredevil.
Easier.
This is Daredevil number 34, Lockdown Part 4.
Easier.
Last we left off, the exploded prison seems to have been taken over by Daredevil, and Detective Cole himself went into the prison in order to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Well, Daredevil asked for him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Daredevil did ask for him. But, I wasn't wrong either. He did go in there to find out what's going on.
He did.
So, basically, he's like, what the hell's going on here? And he's like, I was investigating other prison deaths, and everybody was wrong, apparently. The warden wasn't killing off prisoners with off-the-book labor duties. He was using them as experiments. There's a drug called Recid that increases violent and antisocial behavior amongst criminals. So prisoners getting out would be dosed with it, and then they'd go into their communities, and it would be somewhat contagious. It gets weaker as it gets transmitted, but the effects never really leave the neighborhood, but it does the job enough to increase crime overall and send a ton of people into prison. Just so the prison industrial complex can continue to thrive.
So you could, for those that want to draw real life examples from this comic that they're obviously based on, you could look at Reset simply as just the mindset and culture of prison, or most prisons here in the country, right? It doesn't have to be a chemical that they're affecting people with. It's literally what they're being taught and then bringing back to the communities. Mm-hmm. But that's another story. Just wanted to make that connection here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you could literally just replace Reset with
it's in theory
just
like
culture, like
criminals unable to be like rehabilitated enough to not end up back in prison and getting more people involved in crime.
right
That
for
stuff.
for purpose.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Daredevil is pissed. So it's like it kind of causes him to question everything that they've been doing because the whole point is that they've been throwing people in prison, but because of this reset, it's like mostly not even people's fault for the most part. And Cole's like, man, I don't know what we're doing, but I bust cops now. I like work on like finding crooked cops and doing all this stuff. It may not be perfect, but I'm trying to like do something.
So don't fucking come at me, bro. All right?
I'm not dosing people with recent, dude.
Back the fuck off, all right? I'm not beating citizens and shooting on other people, all right? I'm trying to bring these guys to justice. So
Yeah.
Get off my case, all right?
Yeah.
I felt for Cole. I was like, yeah, you cool, bro.
Yeah, Cole's cool.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure you ain't shooting no unarmed black man.
That's for sure. Daredevil pulls up.
Or kill someone because you felt your life was in danger for a job you signed up for.
Yeah.
Ooh, we could go forever.
Yeah. So Cole, Daredevil's more rational side because of the recent takes over and is like, fight me then, bruh. Fight me then. The air conditioner, Brian.
Oh, I didn't want to.
It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we could just talk to each other
I
sometimes.
don't know. I'm feeling a little hot. So
No, it is
maybe
hot.
I was feeling a little. All right.
Anyway.
Chris with the like crazy social commentary. We could talk to each other sometimes.
We can
Josh.
talk.
Hey, we can. Hey, guys, bring it in.
No, everything's
can
about
talk.
technology.
IRL. We can talk
IRL.
sometimes. You can communicate. In any case, so Daredevil pulls up. He's like, "Fight me then, bro."
So what's up?
Yeah, he was like, bro, I'm here to take you in because like we got actual problems out there, man. We need you to deal with, and you're talking a lot
Not only
of
that,
bullshit right
you're
now.
pretty hopped up on whatever this recent is.
That was like, I don't give a fuck. This is me, nigga. I ain't going nowhere. You gonna take me? He got
Cole's
guns.
like, "All right."
Ooh.
Daredevil came down. And was like, "All those guns, and you're not shooting nothing."
Oh.
You're a ladies' man.
Ain't gonna shoot down. You're a ladies man. You sweet. Oh, new drops coming soon. New
Ooh,
drops
yeah.
coming soon.
So yeah, Daredevil socks Cole a good one.
This is your week.
Yeah, he's like, "You want me to come with you, cop? Fucking make me." And I'm like, "Damn, all right." Well, I guess both Batman and Daredevil are tripping balls pretty heavy right now.
Like, where to go, Daredevil, and violate the one actual decent cop
Yeah,
that
Hey,
exists
hey,
in
good job,
both
buddy.
fiction and real life. Like, thanks.
Thanks, dude. Meanwhile, Elektra's suiting up to go after Bullseye again with I assumingly upgraded suit that Tony provided her.
I don't want to buy that yet. Well, I think
Well, we've
actually,
only seen a little bit of it.
I think I've seen enough, and you're right. It is.
There's probably more, but in any
Probably
case,
more, but I think this is it.
She's out there ready to die.
She doesn't have an armor suit, guys.
She pulls up and she's like the little girl that she's been looking after. She's basically like, "Look, I may not come back from this because I am fighting multiple of the greatest snipers ever. So, it may not work out for me. So in that case, I have made it so you never have to worry about money again. All my money is being left to you. So peace. Enjoy being rich."
Yeah, JIC, I get 360 no scope. I tuck some bread for you. All right? Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
You good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kingpin is salty that Typhoid Mary has just left him
Hella
against his
so.
order. And he's like, find her because I want to fire her to her face.
Sure, King.
And by fire, I guess, like, kill her? I don't know. It's unclear. I am the Kingpin.
I do think he's going to put his hands on her one way or another. I would not put that past him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's heartbroken as hell. Meanwhile, Daredevil is fighting Cole still. And they're just, like, talking about the industrial prison complex a little bit. And Cole's like, "I don't disagree with you, but you are hopped up on angry drugs."
Said right now, in this moment, you are doing too much.
Pal, I am on your side, but you are wilding right now. Stop it.
You ever just fight while
Agreeing?
No, you ever fight while talking about profound like societal?
It happens all the time in
concepts?
comics.
All the time, and in
all they
manga.
do.
I would love if that happened in real life. Like you're just walking down the street and you just see two people fighting over
Their ideals. Having an epic duel. As they shout things to each other. You don't understand. Humanity must go through evolution. Raging Kaijin Jutsu. Like,
that's a
shoot
fight.
you with this beam after I say these words to you so you can be incoherent and not
I would
understand
love
a word I said.
I would love if this shit happened in real life. That would make fighting so much easier to understand.
As I tried to attempt this judo kick, allow me to explain how global warming is encroaching on our rights.
It sure is, guys.
So, in any case, the police break in with their. I mean, I guess this is the luckiest you ever be to have police overreach.
Kinda. Not for Cole.
Not for Cole, but
They
like
jumped
in
the
that
gun.
moment to stop the fight, they throw like smoke grenades in, and then Cole's like, "Damn it, you idiots! You should have given me like 5 more minutes in the cage with Daredevil."
Y'all mad thirsty to kill this nigga. Y'all mad thirsty to kill somebody.
Damn.
Y'all can't wait.
See, this is what he's talking about.
This is exactly what he's talking about.
See, I'm trying to advocate for
Yes.
you throw me in under the bus the whole time.
Let me ask you something. What good is smoke grenades gonna do about fucking Daredevil?
Is it not known? Is it not a known thing?
I don't think
that
it's known that he's actually blind.
It's not explicitly.
No, it's not explicitly known that he's
Okay.
actually blind, and that's why Matt
All
Murdock
right.
gets away with people not knowing. He's like, there's no way Daredevil is this blind guy.
Incredible ease.
Yeah.
They,
But anyway, I guess while they were fighting, the last thing that Cole says to him is that Bullseye is back, and Daredevil immediately is like, "Bullseye? Oh shit! Well, I'm gonna
that
have to,
sobered him up mad quick.
whoa! I'm gonna have to
Oh.
put my prison industrial complex / police brutality crusade on pause because there's a crazy sniper out there, 360 no scoping regular people,
sniper.
crazy sniper, and then he just runs off." Fighting a bunch of police on the way out, honestly. So he's just like, I'm coming for you, Bullseye. So I guess Daredevil's breaking out of prison.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Nice.
So wait, how did this Cole guy go toe to toe with Daredevil?
He's a real nigga.
Yeah,
That's the TLDR.
he beat
of it.
Daredevil in the very beginning of this run. He beat the shit out of Daredevil.
Yeah, which
shit.
all right, they had the caveat of, he wasn't really on his game, plus he was kind of tired already and a little
Yeah.
bit of that, but
he was fresh out of murdering somebody and really like getting the shock from that.
he was off his game. They
So what's
made it
different here?
abundantly clear, but Cole could fight. He could scrap.
Cole can.
He's got comic book strength.
He's a big
where
guy.
it's,
He's a big guy, and it's conceivable that he could be an otherwise normal person like Daredevil.
He's basically Captain America,
I guess.
right?
Captain America is like super strength. though.
No, for sure. I know all of
Like
that,
real
and
super
fast
strength.
and all of that, but like,
I would say he's just a rung below Captain America. He's very strong.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. You know how strong these guys. They're really strong. These superheroes, and if you could beat up another superhero, you're
It's
right
like
there.
if you went toe to toe with D-Law. I think that's the right.
Who the fuck is D-Law?
You talking about on the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
superhuman.
defensive end for the Cowboys, DeMarcus Lawrence.
Hey, is this a new Marvel character I haven't heard about?
No.
He might as well be.
Yeah.
And I'm just praying that he rocks Tom Brady's world tomorrow night.
NFL season.
Oh, I
starts?
hope he puts his hands all over
Snaps
him.
his 42-year-old ass with it like a.
Well, I don't want all of that to happen, but I do want him to put him in the ground a couple times.
Yobi makes Tom Brady blow on his dice.
He's going to make Tom Brady blow on his dice, yeah. Y'all can take that any way y'all want.
Anyway, so Electra Daredevil is just walking down these streets, inviting Bullseye to snipe her.
Begging.
He's like, "Please come at me, bro. I'm gonna kill you. I'm not gonna die without killing some of your other Bullseye people." So yeah, Daredevil gets out of prison, pulls up to a cop car where Karen is. That's her name, right? Karen.
I don't know.
Damn, why don't I remember? Whatever. What's her face?
She's kind of important. I feel bad.
She's like a love interest from the last run. But anyway, she's basically like, "Daredevil, you okay?" He's like, "Broke out of prison. Bullseye's out. I have to take care of Bullseye." And Bullseye just pulls up in front of Elektra like, "Sup?" And he comes in like not with other Bullseyes, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know who these people are.
Right.
But he pulls up with them. And then also Typhoid Mary pulls up in a, I guess, 99-cent store version of Daredevil's costume.
Yeah, the one that regular people were rocking.
Yeah. And she's like, whoa.
Oh, you too?
Oh, wow. I had this idea too.
Yeah. Yours is way flyer, though.
Yeah,
you committed
your guys had
way harder.
You have a way cooler costume than I just got this. It's for $6.99.
Right, and then Electra's like, oh, you think this costume's fly? Check these out.
Yes! Electric sides with sound.
Pretty
sound
cool.
sides.
Oh, sound sides.
I think they're like Sonic Boom, something like that. Blam! And, yeah, so it's going to be Typhoid Mary versus Bullseye, and Electra Daredevil versus Bullseye, and that's where the issue ends. The next issue has a dope cover that I can't wait to see.
Super dope cover.
Yeah. But Daredevil, come on, man. Might be the best book happening right now, Marvel, and nobody talks about it as much. So fucking good. Every issue. Pretty much banger after banger. I got nothing else to say. I don't want to...
VGI.
Oh, yeah. VGI me, Brian.
Certified VGI.
Yeah. So
Another
good.
One.
Oh, yeah.
Certified VGI.
Can you not do it? I worked hard
I'm
on
sorry,
this.
it's too catchy.
I'm so good at making drops. Anyway.
My favorite part is the record scratching.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
it's
little
very
touch.
nice.
Huh?
I like it. It's satisfying.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh,
Hey.
can I play one more time? I really want.
I mean, is this your
it
VGI?
Your VGI?
Yeah, sure. Just so I could hear it.
Certified VGI.
Wait, is this our first?
Unified VGI.
Well, Brian only said it so he can. He's not reading it. He can't. It,
What? What do
We're
you
not
mean?
gonna be
No,
all
it's
extra about it.
totally,
No, it has to be genuine.
No, this is
it has to be real.
And when
those
you
are the
start
laws.
reading Daredevil, which you said you would, you
this is
promised
totally,
to me you
totally
would.
unified
Brian?
VGI.
The unbiased king has spoken.
His word is final.
I'm sorry, my liege.
It has to be a real. You have to read the series and honestly do that.
I apologize, my liege. It will never happen again.
You better not, lest I have your head. In any case, I guess we should move back into our manga. Brian, hit the thing.
JJK.
It is Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 157, Cog. Last we left off, Megumi and Panda have defeated Kirara's cursed technique and were able to apprehend him and is like, hey, just listen, please. And he's like, did you really plan that? You couldn't have known whether the dog or not would get pulled. And he's like, I took a guess and I figured that the one with the higher cursed energy input will do the pulling. So, it would work out.
Bro, this guy doesn't even allow you to digest his chapters and think about, well, why didn't you just do such and such? Like, I keep saying this, but dog, like,
He doesn't leave anything to chance.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't.
I respect it.
He just it's almost to the point that it's annoying, but it's all right.
No, this one was fine. I guess like
You will not think anything else that I want. You will only think what I want you to think, reader.
I'll say this. I think like in a complicated power system like this, you would have to cover your bases. You can't leave anything to chance. It's only fair.
I guess to be fair, he did give us a week to digest that last chapter, and then he wrote this.
Yeah.
Almost as a response to himself. So really, I guess my emotions are more so like, damn, like, was people pressing you online about what happened? Like, how does it just doesn't make sense?
Yeah. No.
Is that what's going? I don't know.
He
It's
does
almost
explain-
aggressive, like how he. Yes, he is aggressive about it. Am I?
Yeah. No. You're not wrong. I think
No.
I'm not mad at it though because he explains it in a fun way.
No.
At least
Yeah,
like-
it's a characteristic.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna point it out and make fun of it every time.
Yeah. So I guess before Megumi can really like explain why they're even there, Itadori just comes in flying from the door. And man, Hakari comes out, tank top, ready.
Exuding strong stepdad energy.
Big stepdad energy coming out.
Boy,
Boy! You are not going outside today.
I might not be your daddy.
No, I may not be your father, but I am your daddy.
chill, Hikari.
You will respect me.
Yeah. So, Itadori gets up and he tells Fushiguro and Panda to not interfere. And, man.
Why do they listen to him?
Hakari lands the most detailed punch. And not even like a real, like, fist forward.
Yeah.
It's like this.
This is like Sasuke versus Naruto, the first fight punch vibes.
Yeah,
right
when
here.
he, like, basically caved Sasuke's skull into his face.
He gave him a fucking pig nose with that punch.
Yeah.
Yo.
The waves on his cheeks. Itadori is like, whoa.
It's gonna be great animated. Once
Yeah.
again, this is a classic Jujutsu Kaisen thing to say. This is
Yeah.
gonna be great animated.
Blasted him backwards.
This is so extra, like in detail. Did
I
we
do
need
love it.
that?
I feel like
I didn't love it. I didn't love seeing his nose get fucking wrecked, to be honest.
I
it's
appreciated
alright.
the detail. But you know what? Itadori ate that shit. He immediately like just bounces back up onto his feet. His nose just splurts blood. It's like aggressive fire hydrant squirting out blood from his nostrils. And Hakari's like, damn, he's nuts. So yeah, I guess Itadori thinks to himself like, this is all for making him accept me. So I won't dodge and I won't fight back. And he says, cool. I'll listen to your spiel as long as you remain standing. So basically he's like, why me, Itadori? This is the first time I met, so why are you putting all your faith in me? And he says, because all my senpai say you're strong. And Hakari just like uppercuts him like away, like 20 feet away from him. And Itadori's like, damn, he punches so damn hard. So, Hakari just keeps on like laying into him. It's like, when a sorcerer asks another sorcerer for a favor, it's understood that they'll be putting their lives on the line. So you had to show me right here, right now, that you've got the fever to make me do that. Instead, you came here on someone else's orders. Like, he should be weeding out weaklings like you. And Itadori says, I don't have any fever. I'm just a cog.
I think Yaga's dead.
No, he's still alive. Old man Yaga's... Yaga's the principal guy.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, he is dead.
Said BT Dubs, your man's
Dead. Well, they don't know that.
he about to. Oh, they don't know that yet. You're right. They
Yeah.
don't. Panda knows.
Panda knows. But,
he should tell. All right.
he told him to stay
They'll
out.
get to that. They'll get
Yeah.
to that.
So yeah, Itadori says that he's a cog in a machine that sorcerers need to eradicate curses, obviously because he is the vessel for Sukuna. Hakari just socks him again, sends him flying. And he's like, hurts, right? According to Gojo, my cursed energy's got an edge. You dead yet? And so he calls over to Panda and Megumi and tells him to get Itadori and get lost. But Itadori is already standing directly behind him.
Because he's the strongest alive already.
Yeah. So
No, let me stop.
so Hakari just like steps back. He does like the hammer time sideways to get away from him.
Crab steps away.
Yeah.
takes an athletic stance.
Yeah. So yeah, he's basically like, I'm just a cog, and cogs have a function. My function is getting rid of curses, and if you're necessary for that, I won't give up till you agree. But senpai, what's your function?
Ooh, pressed him about his whole. Who are you?
Yeah. What do you exist for?
By the way, when he backed up from Itadori, it reminded me of from One Punch Man, when the animal creature like pulls up to him and then backs away.
Yeah.
Before he could just offer his like, he's like, wait, something's wrong. Something's
Yeah.
very like something super intimidating. I don't know. I don't understand. Is it just was
Yeah.
it just me bugging out?
Yeah.
it was just me bugging out.
Yeah.
He wasn't bugging out.
That literally happened.
Nigga said, that was the best.
Yeah.
He did so much for nothing.
Yeah, for real. And this whole time Hakari's like, whoa, this kid. Are these the eyes of a cog in fever? He's like, fine, I'll just keep punching you. And then Kirara calls out. He says, isn't he hot enough for you yet? And
Hey, yo.
Hakari...
What twitches? Is it his nipple? What is?
I hope not.
Or is it like his chest? Like it? You know how?
just zoomed in so fast.
You know how the Rock? You know
It
how the
is
Rock
his
makes
nipple.
His biceps? Not his biceps. His chest kind of boom.
Yeah, he
Kinda
like
move.
flexes his chest real
Yeah,
fast.
maybe that's what happened.
No.
No.
No, his nipple got hard. They're both.
Well, Well, we'll find out one way. Maybe it was his heart just like twitching.
Is
Like,
that the
his
side
heart
that your
jumped.
heart is on?
I don't think a heart twitches, Chris.
You
I
don't
think it
know.
beats.
Is
Oh,
it-
I'm
is
sorry,
it-
Dr. Brian.
Isn't your heart on the left side of your body?
Mine isn't.
It's not.
Wherever your heart
yeah,
is.
Chris
Where's
is
the
a
heart
badass.
at? In the middle or like? I
No,
thought
it's
it
not
was
in the
off to
middle.
the left, right? When you pledge
I thought it was the
allegiance,
right.
you're
Your
supposed
heart
to-
is like right here in your like where your esophagus is.
Shut up, Brian. You know what? I'm tired of your shit. Anyway, at that moment, that's when Hikari's like, "Get down here. Let's cut a deal." And I guess he's gonna help him out.
I wonder if Fushiguro got so scared when he told him to come down here first. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh no,
Oh God,
not again!"
I don't want to get punched like that. I like my nose outside of my face. But he turns to Kirara and is like, "Huh? Did you just get him to agree?" And Kirara's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And he says, "I still hate the big shots, but Kin's fever burned the hottest when he was helping people at Jujutsu High." And he knocks Itadori one more time. Big stepdad energy.
Dude, I love Hikari.
Yeah, that's where the
guy-
chapter ends.
That guy, man,
He's a teenager still, right?
I said this last week. No, I think he's like Gojo's
He's Gojo's
age.
age.
But
No,
he's
no,
still
no,
a
no.
student.
He's a third year, so he has to be like 18.
At most, he's like 20 if he got held back like 3 times or something.
He's like older than Okotsu, right? Is he a third year?
No, Kotsu's also a third year.
They're both. Okotsu's a third year?
Wait, hold on, let me see.
No.
But no way, because he's only.
No. I think Ikari is a third year. He's older than Okotsu. And because Kirara's a third year.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. He is a second year. Now I think about it because he was with Maki and them.
Yeah, and they're second.
Yeah,
year.
he's a second year.
Right.
So this guy's older than Okotsu by a year at least.
Yeah.
Um,
Man, I said this before, and I'll say it again. If My Hero One Piece did not exist, this series would be getting my RGCs every week. It's just so fucking fun to read.
It didn't get
every
your
single
RGC
time.
this week.
It can't. It literally can't because it's just. All right, Jujutsu Kaisen has the best baseline out of any manga. I'd say. Like, it's always consistently fun, no matter what. Whenever you read a Jujutsu Kaisen chapter, you're not gonna be disappointed. You're just gonna be like, all right, you're just as fun
In
as you
your
were
opinion.
last week. You're just as fun as you were last week, and that's all I need from you right now. But once you kick up, you're getting RGC. Like, there's no question about it.
I won't argue with that too much. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the better series out.
It's really consistent.
If you're
It's just
talking,
so consistent.
in terms of ranking, I would put it in the same place. If One Piece and it would be my One Piece, I guess My Hero and Jujutsu.
One Piece has stood the test of time.
One Piece will always stand. It's just it's a challenge to dethrone One Piece at this point because there's no way like you'd have to have that much longevity in you in order to do that. I don't think any manga will ever come around like that again.
Hajime no
I think
Ippo?
Jujutsu Kaisen is like
not
the-
again. Yeah.
I think Jujutsu Kaisen is the next coming of Bleach when it comes to its impact in America. is
I
what
hope
I'll
it just
say.
doesn't go the same way.
No, it looks like it's way smarter.
Well, it's not gonna. It may go down bad, but it ain't gonna go down bad the same way. That's for fucking sure, because he's gonna explain everything.
I'll say this, and I read this in passing, so I'm not really sure. But apparently, Jujutsu Kaisen is going to end in 2 years.
I think that makes sense.
That's what Gege said. Gege Akutami.
I think that makes
Why
sense.
would you say something like that?
No, because
Brian?
think about it. Like
I think it makes sense too.
Jujutsu Kaisen isn't a series that's supposed like when you read it, it's not something that's a long term type of
But
series.
I think mangaka say this shit all the time.
They
And then
do,
it becomes
but-
3 years later.
that they do, but like out of all the series that are on right now, I think Jujutsu Kaisen ending a little bit earlier than expected makes sense.
You know what's gonna end in 2 years? My Hero Academia. That's what's gonna end in 2 fucking
It
years.
could. He
Maybe.
want-
It-
he said it before that he didn't want it to be that long either.
I'm saying that it's ending very soon,
Well, let's not talk about
based on
endings.
contextual evidence.
Let's just enjoy what we have. This was a good Jujutsu Kaisen chapter. I enjoyed it quite
Yeah,
a
it
bit.
was cool.
It was good to see more of Hikari and get more acquainted with his character. So, no complaints from me. I had a good time reading it. In any case, that's all I gotta say. You guys ready to move on?
Yes.
Then let's go.
The champ is here!
Undead Unluck.
Yes.
Hell yeah! This is Undead Unluck chapter 77. On your mark. We start off in Brazil, where Top is from. we learned that a Brazilian favela to the boys born in the city. Sports are the hope to keep them open to the way to the future. And we learned that Top used to be a runner, like he was like a track runner basically in Brazil. And, that was the way they were going to get out. He was going to be like a professional track runner, and he's going to get all his homies out of the slums, which was a very admirable thing. Top is a good boy.
He sees them as his family. In the same way you wouldn't think twice about supporting the people that in your family that are nearest and dear to you, he's not going to hesitate to do the same with his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, sometimes in life, blood ain't thicker than water. And that's a fact.
Yeah. No, he's, and it's all, this chapter is really establishing Top as this kid who's really like just very considerate of his friends. He talks to his mom about throwing the race so that his friend can earn enough money to feed his 5 brothers. It's a really like admirable thing. And
I like how he spoke to his mom about it,
mm-hmm.
because this wasn't just some irrational, immature decision. This was something he put thought into and shared with someone that he respected and said, I understand the implications of it, and I respect how my friends feel, but I feel so strongly about this. Mm-hmm. And do you support me? And she was like, yeah, yo.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
sense.
You gotta fucking,
You're a good boy, Top.
Yeah.
And he is a good boy.
And I'm sure as a mother, she could let something like that go, an opportunity like that, because she knows that her son is so good-natured that he'll figure out a way. I mean, that's having confidence in your child and what you've taught them and how you've raised them. But
exactly.
Maybe I'm overreaching a little.
No,
bit.
No. I think you're exactly right.
I was nice. I thought it was executed well.
Yeah.
In the pages.
Yeah.
Without having to do too much.
Mm-hmm. So the day of the race comes, and they all like zoom off to run, and Top starts to stop, like bring himself to a slower pace, and then all of a sudden his negation takes over, and he zooms off. He wakes up in a hospital bed. Huis is right next to him. And she's like,
hey, bro.
And man, that is the angel of death.
Yeah.
If you're a negator and Huis pulls up next to you, it was not great.
Yeah. Someone's gone.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, they basically are like, do you remember anything? It's like, I remember crashing into my friends. Are they okay? I mean, my body.
I don't think he even remembered that. I think he just remembered stopping, and that was it, right?
He said, I remember crashing.
Okay. Oh, that's even worse.
Sheesh. Yeah. And they're like, my body got pushed forward all of a sudden, and then that's when his friend gets pulled in by the technology guy on the under team, not under Union team, and he's like, oh my God, Top, are you okay? I don't really remember much myself, but as for Pedro and Miguel, I don't really remember, but they said a car came out of nowhere and ran him into a lane. And man, the graves of his friends Pedro and Miguel, specifically Pedro, the kid he wanted to stop the race for, are just shown. He's just like pulled up. He's still in his hospital clothes, and
sure is, legs busted up.
Yeah, and the technology guy, who seems to be like, I guess one of the earlier members of Union. He's basically like, sorry, they basically died on impact. Only the other boy was able to make it out in time. He's like, wait, why did this happen? And Huis explains that like he was selected for the unstoppable ability, which activated and the acceleration caused you to accidentally kill your friends. And Top is like, what? And the way that it works, we never really got a huge explanation as to how Top's negation works. We only know that he's a speedster, but apparently if he was running and he tries to stop, the negation of unstoppable will just like propel him forward at like double the force. So
it's very what's the word? Specific?
Well,
very specific for a power set that's generally much vaguer than that, or much more broad.
Yeah. I mean,
because does this imply that he must always be in motion, or
no? If he moves, if he's running and he stops, then the negation ability will prevent him from stopping and will just propel him forward at double the speed that he was running.
Right, which is very specific for a negator ability, in my opinion.
I think they're all specific. Andy is probably the least specific one because all it does is give him immortality. There's no real conditions that really activate it.
Well, I mean, like, Fuko's is just generally bad luck. You know what I'm saying?
Depending on how much she likes you. Or how much, or how long she touches you for.
What about Titania? Her ability is what? Just
Untouchable.
untouchable.
So no one can get near her at all. Like, it's almost like Gojo's ability. Where, like, at its strongest form, it'll just disintegrate you if you try to get close.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But again, it's still kind of broad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, while she's doing this action, this specific counter action happens.
Yeah. But
like,
also,
unmove, it just makes, you know, like the...
Yeah, but he also has to not be moving, and he can't blink.
Because he has to see.
Yeah.
This is just like...
Well, he can't also move. That's why he has the ball thing.
Like, what causes... Like, is it the buildup of momentum that as he stops, it's doubled? Like, why does the force double? And in what other... Like, does it only happen when he runs? What if he's moving his arms, his hand, like, side to side,
No,
and he stops
it's,
his hand, does it... Bah, 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 bah?
Huey's...
Like, could you smack somebody like, pap, pap, stop it, and pop, pop?
Huey's makes it specific to his legs. Is that you try to stop his legs. And if he tries to stop his legs, then it'll push him forward. I guess his body has to be moving at a certain speed. Or not at a certain speed, but moving at all. Because then again, Top tries to move again, and then he stops, and then it sends him forward again.
He's standing still here, though.
Yeah, because this is where he started running.
So only if he runs.
Yeah, only if he runs.
The crazy thing is, this isn't even really an issue for me. I only started thinking about this now.
But then after that initial burst, he can stop.
So whenever he builds up motion,
He
that
stops.
is what unstoppable is.
Yeah.
He can stop. It's just
Because it's the
force.
It's the negation of the concept of stopping. So, you know, like, it's the no to stopping.
Oh, and it's
So
doubling because
yeah.
it's overcompensating.
So
Yeah.
if he initially wants to stop, that initial stop will be rejected.
Yeah.
and it's kind of doubling the force because it has to apply the force to stop you and then apply another force to propel you. So it's technically doubling that.
So I read the
think I'm
previous
getting mixed up.
chapter. So is he right now building enough momentum and running as fast as he can?
Oh, that's what it seems.
So that
Like,
when he stops, he just fucking bullet trains through the dude?
Yes.
It seems like what he's about to do is tackle this fucking guy undecreased
light
into
speed.
Yeah, it seems
into
like
the
this
next
is like
galaxy.
infinite. Like,
he's about to
infinite
kill
mass
himself. I
punch.
think.
Isn't it like an infinite mass punch? Or
Yeah,
something?
it's like the
that's
Flash's
exactly
infinite-
what this is like. Yeah.
You're right. He is probably going to kill himself because he does take damage from the things that he
Yeah.
runs with.
Maybe, though, if he had similar equipment to Titania that could withstand that type of force that you can't even get close to, perhaps he could take the force of light
Well,
speed.
Josh, it's funny you mentioned that because as the chapter continues, we get like Top coming, like doing the whole denial thing, but then realizing like, oh shit, did I really kill him because I stopped because I didn't match everyone's honest effort? Because I thought it could make everyone happy, even though that's why I stopped. And
Well,
Huis is like, no.
no. However,
I get it. I mean, you know, you would blame yourself if you splattered your friends all over the wall because, like, you didn't, like, work as hard as them or whatever. But, like, he's like, Huis holds him and is like, it's all right. It's not your fault. Your kindness was exploited by God. Like, God hates me.
God?
That's right.
She's like, no, not the Judeo-Christian one.
Jesus hates me.
The one that actually exists. Sorry, guys.
No. Yeah. No, he's like,
the tangible one that we're trying to...
no, the guy that we call God because he's a dick. But he's like, the one who imposes abilities upon people is a win and makes them kill their most favorite people with their powers. So, you know, we're an organization devoted to killing that God. So, you know, on the day we finally slay them, I'm sure your ability will be no more. So please bear with it. Oh boy, I switched apps. My bad.
Christian did a lot.
I did a lot. I'm sorry. Anyway, so
Tap the screen. And then,
okay. So, yeah, they're like, here's my card. If you need any help, just let us know. Here's my card. The organization union have doctored the record, so let us know if you need anything.
So yeah, take a little time to yourself and hit us when you're ready, right?
Yeah. But Top does not do that. He just runs directly up to their car as they're driving with his super speed. And he's like, if what you said was true, then I've got to make up for my late friends and give this god jerk a solid kick in the face, or else I'll never live it down.
Right.
And we cut to the present, where as Top is running, this armor seems to be forming around him in a 2-page spread, and he thinks to himself, I'm not going to be stopping anymore.
Pretty awesome, man. I was waiting for Top to get his little time to shine. And,
he's been around since the beginning.
Right, and when you see a character that's just a speedster in a series where people's powers are more than what they seem, I expected. I knew there was going to be a little bit more to it, and it's more than him just being fast.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, I don't think they mentioned explicitly that his power allows him to run very fast. I'm assuming he developed a technique where he kind of runs and stops, but he does it in such a smooth way that it makes him run fast.
Yeah.
I'm not going to nitpick over that, but they didn't really
I guess
specify that.
That's where I think about it too, where he runs and stops constantly in order to maintain the speed.
He's like a mutant, like from the X-Men where they had their main power, and it's like, oh yeah, I have these other powers too. But
I have a side power.
Yeah, no big deal. I can also regenerate.
This is my side power.
Like Wolverine deadass has 2 powers.
Yeah, he does.
He's have bone claws that got outfitted with adamantium.
And immortality.
And immortality. I'll never.
Pretty sweet deal.
I'll be around forever. Banging your wife.
Banging your wife forever.
The banging your wife forever ability.
Oh yeah, I call that my banging your wife forever mutation.
So does anyone else have extra
Uncuck.
thoughts about this chapter?
I thought this was great.
Okay.
It was cool to see Top's backstory because he's been here since the very beginning, and he hasn't really done a whole ton.
Not
like
much.
He pops up and he does the super speed thing, but we never got a chapter focused on him. And when Undead Unluck really focuses on individual character backstories, is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's when it starts to shine. A
Yeah,
lot.
I can't wait till they get to this technology dude because we still don't know his negation.
Yeah, we don't know his deal at all.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see which one of his loved ones he accidentally murdered.
Yeah. So
I'm floating balls being around me, unfloating orbs, because that's my thing.
the sage orbs?
Yeah, I have the orbs all around me, and I'm no orbs around me.
Now I'm gonna work on that.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Anyway,
Undulating.
Brian, you had thoughts?
Yeah. I wanted to ask Brian. So you said you even went back and read last week's too.
Yeah.
Now I mentioned it earlier, but just for everyone listening, I had asked Brian to read this chapter because I felt like it's kind of standalone and it puts a spotlight on just a specific character. But this is, like I mentioned shortly before, that this is when the series is at its best. I thought this was a really good opportunity for you to check it out and maybe, have some type of stake in it. To kind of build a little momentum for you to want to, glance through the pages, when the rest of the manga comes out.
Yeah,
So I wanted to hear your thought, if you do feel that way, but just also any general thoughts.
I thought this was a sick chapter. Like
Okay.
when I was reading it, I really liked his backstory. I really liked Top's character design, even though it's a little out of place for Brazil, but
Japo Brazil. Yeah.
I thought it was really cool, and I really like the idea of unstoppable. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the next chapter. Actually,
Yes.
Cool.
We got him.
All right.
Well,
I have some thoughts, and we can
Yeah, go
wrap
for
this up. So, first of all, VGI. If y'all noticed, I didn't give it
RGC,
anything
Brian,
else.
not VGI.
RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
So I'm gonna try to validate why. I liked all the chapters this week. I thought they were all pretty entertaining. None of them were like amazing, but I thought this chapter kind of vibed with me the most because, like I said, it it touched on a couple things. One, like the character, not development, but the like how they flesh out, characters' backstories and make you connect, to these characters. I thought, how many times did I say characters? Like 12. Anyway,
Characters.
Yeah, characters. So, So it showcased what I liked. And they also kind of brought up the mission statement, which it's not like I forgot, but I really do like the concept behind it, where they say they're going to kill God. And that has nothing to do with my how I look at things being an atheist. It's totally separate. It's the fact that they're looking at like how they're interpreting life and then looking at top story. He had every reason to look at, I guess, the traditional view of God, of what God would be, I guess, like to us and like to regular people in that world, and be like, man, like shit is fucked up. I hate God. God is here alive, then he's wrong. He went through his situation unbeknownst to all of that, and then got confronted with the situation where his friends were murdered. You know what I'm saying? Where people he cared about were taken out seemingly for no reason, or seemingly because of someone else's whim.
They
based on
basically
what
made
Julius
him
is
into a
telling
murder
him.
weapon.
Yeah, and he felt like he was plagued with, so he didn't. So he's, and that's what connects all of the people in this agency. They all feel that way, where they're like, nah, yo, that shit is foul. Like if we can do something about it, which Juiz has extended to everybody here, and why she keeps going through the loops is because they feel like, yo, we can end this suffering. I like that. It's a very tangible idea. Instead of goal, like Naruto becoming the Hokage and wanting to the village to be a better place, like, yeah, that's cool. It was a very uphill battle for him, and he ended up being the prodigy child, etc. We learned things, but I just feel with these guys, these are really just regular ass people that learned something and was like, fuck that. We're gonna use whatever we have that was given to us to clap back at this nigga.
Yeah.
It's just a super interesting concept. So it's like I was reminded of the concept and the goal in hand, and reminded of why I do really like this series. So it's a great combination. It's got to take the RGC. It really earned it.
Yeah.
It's a good series. I'm so happy that the voters that voted for Undead Unluck
for real.
Kept us with this series.
Very much into it. But I think that's it, right? That was Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Woo! Yeah! Thank you guys so much for listening. You can find me at the Chris Aspinall, at JDCole_37 and NYChillin, at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram as well.
That's me.
Brian, can you turn on the music a tiny bit, maybe?
Yes, sir.
It might be a little too loud. I'm only afraid. But anyway, yeah. Follow Brian's Twitch stream at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want to talk to us about, and we'll read the email on the show if you guys want. Just let us know if you want it to be read. And if you have any comments, comment under whatever video you're listening to. Leave us an iTunes review. That would really help us out with the algorithm, get us seen by more people or listened to by more people. And while you're at it, subscribe to it on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on there. Subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Like, share, comment, all that stuff. And without further ado, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, guys. You know what? The suit that fucking Daredevil Electro was supposed to get, he got the fucking armor suit. He said, yo, you can hold that down for a second, Electra.
Yeah.
I'm not mad because her suit's fly.